Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ashita no Joe podcast, where we talk about shows that reference Ashita no Joe.
Yes! Finally.
Yes! That's all we talk about. So,
let's go!
Today we're doing Jojo Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, as they call it in the localized countries.
Do you happen to have a list on you which countries that includes? You seem very knowledgeable.
Yeah. So America.
Okay.
That's all he got.
That's all I got.
That's all I gotta do.
Yeah.
Oh man. We also got today. We got me and Justin, right? The boys.
That's
but we also got Mr. Fool himself, Gavin.
That's me
on the podcast. That's him.
I found him out back. He really
knowledgeable Jojo stan. He's seen every part. Read the manga. Read the light novels. Watched the movie, the 1990s one.
Yeah,
browses Reddit.
He browses r/shitpost crusaders.
No.
Makes really funny jokes.
You should see his one about Re. That shit was crazy. You should see
his one about the Jojo references.
Not that you guys would get it.
Yeah, I want that picture of Cole with the Dio shirt on screen.
No, dude. No.
Put that over the whole video.
No, dude.
He looks so fucking dead inside.
He looks like he wants to cry.
I don't know if you could take a worse picture of me. I don't think one exists.
It's at like 7:30 a.m. though. I'll give you the benefit.
It's at like 7:30 a.m. I'm making the weirdest face known to man, and the fit is just atrocious.
The fit ain't a problem, bro. It's you. You the problem.
Oh, dude.
Alright, we should probably talk about the show.
Motherfucking bullcut bandit suffering in silence. But, yeah, we're talking about part 4 specifically. I think it's my favorite animated part. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. It's definitely mine.
I haven't watched all of part 5, though.
But, yeah. We could do the other parts, but this felt like kind of the natural part. Like, if we were going to talk about one of them that we've watched, it would be this one. Like, just the one we like the most. And I don't know. There's not a lot to talk about in 1 through 3, maybe. Like, there's depth there, but it's a little bit like, it's been done to death, I feel like.
Yeah.
Probably.
I don't know. Have you heard about the part 1? I heard most people skipped it. I don't even know if they watched it.
I feel like part 3 discussion would be so weird.
Part 3 discussion would be really weird.
Yeah, we could just talk about the last
It'd just be like
half.
about how the fights are, I guess.
Yeah, I'd be like, first 25 episodes. Hey, you guys remember this guy? Oh, shit. Yeah. What did he do? I don't remember.
He did something, though, I think.
Why did he lose? That dude stretched his finger.
No, that was Jotaro.
How? No, yeah.
Yeah.
Part 3. I like part 3 a lot, but God, that first half is fucking rough.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the reason I like part 4 so much is it just ironed out what I didn't like about part 3. Because I think part 3 was sort of just an introduction to stands.
Yeah.
And Araki was like, hey, I can actually write cool fights instead of they show up, they do it, they go, bye-bye.
Haha, I can see how you thought I would win, but my fire actually burns hotter than your sword. Die. Oh,
yeah.
Die.
And it's like mostly consistently entertaining. Like you can say the beginning part's a little slow, but most of those are like entertaining, and I think it looks fucking gorgeous for the most part.
Yeah.
Which also helps.
I don't know. People actually complain about the visuals a lot for part 4 in specific, I feel like. Because okay, there's one scene, the scene with Shinobu and Kira in the bedroom or whatever, and she's like super horrible off model looking or whatever, and they're like, part 4 just doesn't look very good. It really pales in comparison to the manga. And it's like, whoa, the one scene like that no one cares about outside of what is like happening story-wise, so...
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I prefer the Duang version, so...
Oh, yeah, I agree. Like, I don't know, people, like, I feel like I hear more about how this part looks bad than any of the other parts, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
All I remember
like,
is the Digi video that everybody talked about for part 5.
Oh, God, that one is... Woo! That's a tough... I remember after watching that, I was like, I almost get it. I almost
Like, I kind of get
it,
but it's fucking JoJo's.
It's like, they look like... It's a weird style. But then it's like, oh man, when things are moving, it looks so fucking good. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like you take like a background shot that's there for 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's
Introduce the episode.
This background character is off model. Look how silly he is if I zoom in. Like,
it's like that one
dude.
frame of Killer Queen that people post all the time too.
Mm-hmm.
Or like silly.
Yeah. And then there's so many shots towards the end, especially of like really cool shots of like Kira and Killer Queen like moving, doing crazy shit. I always think of like the one Super Sakuga shot of like Killer Queen plus Stray Cat, like, you know, they do like that whole as like camera turn spin shit as he's firing.
Oh yeah.
And it looks super fucking crazy good. And I'm just like, yeah, this show looks like ass, haha.
So bad, lol.
But I don't know. I wonder how it compares to like part 2 in terms of, I don't know. I feel like
I don't think I
part
remember
2
enough about the animation specifically.
Right.
So I'd always thought JoJo's like been consistently good looking. So
Yeah. The big thing with JoJo's is always that like it's a lot of like very still shots because the characters are so highly detailed and shit like that. But like when they move it pretty well overall. I don't know. I think this is the better way to do it though.
yeah.
I guess that leads pretty well into like just the whole style of part 4 compared to part 3. I really love it, and everything from this point on looks really great in terms of aesthetic. I really like the way character designs look from this point onwards in JoJo's.
Yeah, they're
like,
so good and like notable, unique.
Yeah, they're so stylish.
Well, this was like a big shift when Araki was writing the manga for part 4. Like halfway through, you could see when his style like changed a lot.
Yeah,
Because characters, I forget their names. Hazamada's one of them. He's the guy with Surface, the Lock dude, whose name I forget. They started out very tall, and then progressively over the course of the manga, they got shorter.
That's funny.
Anti-glow up.
It's funny because some people were like, "Oh, it's because Koichi beat them, and it's symbolic because they seem less intimidating now." And I'm just, no, I'm pretty sure Rocky just changed how he wanted to draw them.
Yeah, I don't know. I appreciate the attempt.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's very nice. A lot of the outfits on characters are really fucking cool looking.
I really like Jojo's.
Yeah, Jotaro got that part 4 drip.
He really
Jojo is insanely dripped up, dude. It's fucking wild. I don't know. What do we want to talk about first? First arc, Angelo. What do we think about Angelo in general? That whole fight and arc.
Aqua Necklace, right? That's his stand.
Yep, Aqua Necklace. Yep.
Well, the first episode is the intro where Jotaro beats the shit out of Josuke, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good first episode. I like that a lot.
I do like that one.
Yeah.
Josuke's hair thing. That's amazing. Yeah, Josuke's a really good JoJo. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's very cool. I love how the opening episode kind of portrays him as like he's not Jotaro, like where he's just like
at all.
Doesn't take any shit, beats the shit out of everybody, doesn't lose any fights. Like he's just like a fucking kid.
The coolest and strongest and doesn't afraid of anything.
Yeah, exactly. He even gets the shit beat out of him by fucking Jotaro.
Yeah.
He does. Well, he stops time in the first episode, I think, but they don't really show it. Or maybe they do. No, they do. Yeah, okay.
They don't. Yeah.
I don't know.
They show that he had to stop time and then him getting punched, basically.
His hat got messed up.
His hat got extremely fucked up, but luckily he just has another one or something.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure his hat is just part of his head at this point.
The whole suitcase is just the same drip.
I brought one outfit for 2 months.
He got one outfit, but he got that shit like 20 times.
You know, I feel that. I can relate.
That's kind of fresh. Yeah, I like that opening episode quite a bit. The Aqua Necklace like fight, that whole arc in general. It's kind of weird. It's a little bit like, I don't know. Definitely talking about Angelo, it's like Araki really did the thing where he makes the villains really fucking weird. Like, he just like kills and rapes people. Remember the part where he bites the dog's face off?
He does. Doesn't he spit the
that.
blood back out of the owner too?
Yeah, he spits the dog's blood after biting his face off to the owner's mouth, and then uses his stand to take control of the blood and kill the guy.
He also kills Josuke's grandpa.
Yeah.
God rest his soul.
He absolute saint. I like that scene because it's kind of like he had beat him already. He had his stand captured, but he just wasn't paying enough attention, and it kind of sets the stakes very well, especially for Josuke in terms of like character progression, where he's like, oh, you know, it doesn't really matter, it's fine, whatever. And it's like, no, actually, you have to like, this is a serious fucking issue kind of deal. And then it's like, okay, but he's got like healing powers, like he's fine, right? And it's like, no, he's actually just fucking dead. Like, so it kind of like those part 3 concerns where it's like, oh, but actually he lived because like all that kind of BS stuff you feel in the background, like you suddenly are like not concerned about that because it's like you see that the show is not going to con you on any of that stuff. It feels like.
Yeah, exactly. With how the first fight is resolved, it's not a matter of just his stand was stronger than mine. He's like, yeah, I swallowed a rubber glove because I knew you'd try to go down my throat. So it's a lot more
right.
Levels of thinking put into it. I feel like.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Super fun scene to watch.
Yeah. And then he gives Angelo one of the many horrible deaths, not quite deaths.
Yo, Angelo.
Josuke takes so many people and he's just like, eternal punishment. Like,
you will die.
like half the fucking villains in part 4 get the Cars treatment. I swear to God.
Dude, I love the idea of Moria that there's just a bunch of disfigured monuments of people that Josuke is fucked up in some manner. This town is a grave reminder of the sins you've committed.
That shit is crazy. Yeah, because, okay, so it's like, I when I was rewatching it, it's like, he's got him next to the rock and he's like, oh, you can't kill me. If you kill me, you'd be just like me. Which is, I hate that shit so much. God, they do that in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and it made me so fucking mad. But so that happens there, and then I like the first fucking thing he says is he goes, well, first of all, you can't tell me what to do. Okay, like I don't give a fuck what you think. And he's like, and then he punches him into the rock, and it's like, oh, he's still kind of alive, like kind of thing. He's in the rock a little bit, and then
how does that work? I don't like. Wouldn't he just die naturally over the course of a week or something?
Okay, so it's like the first time he punches him in the rock, he's like still separate from the rock, kind of, but like inside it, and he's like, and then he takes Aqua Necklace, tries to possess a kid to like get out, and then Josuke like beats the shit out of him again, and now he's like actually in the rock, and it's like.
Kind of terrifying.
like he's dead. I think.
Just
like,
his stand is scary.
He goes a couple of times. He's like, what, can he communicate? Like, what are we doing?
What is this rock man? What can he do?
I don't know, but he never does anything ever again. So we assume he's eternally fucked.
The Angelo rock.
Yeah, the Angelo rock. That's a weird one. That's a weird one for sure.
I think it's a really fun intro though.
Yeah, it is. It's really serious, and it's pretty cool that there's like a lot of strategy by the enemy in that fight too, because like he waits for it to rain to attack them because they're just holed up in the house, and they're like, well, he's eventually got to come in here or something. And it's like, oh wait, he was waiting for it to rain, and he fucked up the roof.
Yeah,
like,
he's eating Burger
genius.
King in the tree too.
Yeah, he's eating like
I've seen Gavin do that
Burger
before.
King.
Dude, I don't need Burger King. It's McDonald's.
Dude.
Dude.
You're thinking about Cole.
Oh, my bad, yeah. Cole's
sorry,
sitting in the
that's me.
tree waiting for it to rain.
Burger King warrior.
I walk to Burger King.
Crusader.
And then what do you do?
I walk back home from Burger King.
In shame.
No, I walk back victorious. I'm a fucking champion.
Victorious.
He brought the same victorious team.
So then the Okiyasu, the Nijimura brothers arc, I think
Yeah.
is what it's called.
Yeah. Okay. It's crazy to me because I rewatched most of the show for this, right? So one of the things that struck me about the beginning, like half or so, is that it was a good bit faster than I honestly remembered. Like, I kind of went in thinking like, the first half's gonna kind of drag a little bit, right? But then like the second half is like really sick. But it kind of felt to me like the first half didn't really drag very much at all. For the most part, there were a couple episodes I like skipped because I was just like, okay, I literally don't care about this fight
Yeah.
or whatever because I'm pressed on time. But like all this Angelo stuff and all the setup for the plot is like 2 episodes. That's the first 2 episodes. And it's like, wow, this shit is moving kind of fast. And then Nijimura Brothers are 3 episodes, and it's like, well, okay. Like, it's. I feel like that stuff could have been cut a little bit, but it's still quite good. Like,
yeah, no, I was about to say, I think
it's fine.
yeah.
I just think it's like not as good as like the other stuff for like.
I really like the
Yeah,
stand fights,
pretty
though. I think Bad Company is a really cool stand.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that fight because it kind of just feels like waiting around until something happens for the most part.
I guess Koichi lays an egg.
Yeah, you do.
Well, that's yeah, because the opening, Koichi doesn't have his stand right away, which is cool that they always do that with openings.
He gets fucking domed with an arrow.
Gets fucking murked.
He was actually just dragging his ass through the whole fucking house. Like, blood everywhere. He just shot this dude in the neck.
I do love the idea that there's this menacing house that is literally right next door to Josuke for however long he's lived there, and he's just been, yeah, you know.
Yeah, no one lives there. Except apparently they do.
Except for apparently they do, and they've lived there a long time.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. The Okiyasu fight is really short. I like that one, though, because it's just like...
It's funny.
Okiyasu's a fucking idiot. Like...
Hits himself in the damn head with a plant.
Yeah, that shit's pretty funny. I'm also... I really like, the mind games that go into, like, the very first punch, because it's like, he tries to do big swing the hand, he's like, why the fuck is he swinging that shit at me? Like, and he just, like, grabs his hand, is like, no, do not, please. And then, the reveal of the power where he's like, why is part of the trespassing sign like missing kind of shit?
Dude,
Like,
Okiyasu's stand is so powerful. Why is the hand so powerful?
it's quite raw. But I really love the visual reveal of like one of the characters in the no trespassing sign being missing. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, fuck.
What the hell? Yeah, that shit is mad cool.
I got the bass boosted sound effect for the hand too.
No more stand battles. And then you get to see Caicho. Caicho is mad fucking cruel to Okiyasu. He is so mean to
Pretty
this man.
fucked up, dude.
Like, this dude Okiyasu's like, no, wait, I got it. And he gets fucking domed by his stand, like, mad hard. And he's like, you fucking idiot. That's your own fault. You deserve to die. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Damn, Shorty, okay.
That shit's pretty fucked up. So there's all that stuff. You got like we get to figure out what happened to all of Dio's like servants with the flesh buds in them after Dio died.
The
and
gross father.
I guess they turn into horrible fucking monsters.
There's a lot
who
of
are,
gross things in part 4.
Yeah, there is. There really is. And dude is just like immortal, like completely fucking immortal because of Dio's cells in him or whatever. Shit's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he couldn't find it. Because they're like, oh, are you trying to find a stand user to heal him? He's like, no, I'm trying to find a stand user to kill him. And it's like, I'm very surprised he could not find a guy that could kill him. Like,
Okiyasu literally could. I think he just wasn't able to.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
You sure would think.
Does the hand actually... Is the hand able to erase full people? I have no idea.
I don't know. Okay, could you not just swipe like a couple times? Like, how fast are you regenerating realistically?
I gotta take take that part off. Oop, it's like cleaning the window.
like you could kill Dio with that. Like, I don't see why this dude regenerates faster than Dio.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He built Circle.
He built wrong.
He built like Torbjorn. Deadass.
Vile creature.
Yeah, no joke.
Built vile.
So yeah, all that shit happens, and Caicho gets horrendously murdered by Red Hot Chili Peppers guy, Akira, whatever his name is.
He gets fucking fried, dude. Roa electric attack.
He saves Okiyasu from getting fried and pulled on a fucking power grid, shocked to death.
He calls him a dumbass right before he dies too.
That shit is pretty sad, I can't lie. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because, like, I don't know. I guess the Akira dude who has Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of is just doing his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's just like, I am now the boss. And it's like, well, okay, I suppose.
I think after that arc, I was already immediately really liking Okiyasu.
Yeah.
Especially after his brother dies. He's like, no, I know my brother was a piece of shit. Don't worry.
Yeah, he dug that grave himself, but still, like, yeah. It's pretty sad. Definitely the most compelling part about the early part of part 4 for me is just Okiyasu in general. Like, you know, the thing is, like, he relies on Caicho to make all the hard decisions for him, right? Because he's fucking stupid as hell. And then
he's dripped up,
when they
though.
He
got the baseball face.
Yeah, no fucking joke. That shit is goofy. But then, like, when they find Red Hot Chili Peppers guy again on the bike, that scene where he's trying to figure out where Joseph is to go kill Joseph when he arrives on the boat, and Red Hot Chili Peppers tries to escape on the bicycle, or not the bicycle, motorbike, and they're like, oh shit, we can't catch him, and Okiyasu's fucking teleporting to him with the hand by cutting away space.
That's so cool.
And so, yeah, that whole fight is really sick. They like fight. He's like, oh, you're too slow, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, well, I can use my thing to teleport, and then I will punch you. And sure enough, he does the big punch. But the cool part is, like, at that point, he's like got him kind of in a corner, and it's like he could definitely win. And he's like, do I wait for Jojo and them to get here, or do I like finish him off now, kind of thing? And he gets mind gamed super hard because he's extremely stupid. Like, makes them think that he's gonna do something that he wants Okiyasu to wait for Jotaro so he can kill Jotaro somehow, right? And so Okiyasu also is like, okay, here's what we'll do. You tell me like what all is happening, and I'll let you live if you just tell me what's going on and how we deal with it or whatever. And so Red Hot Chili Peppers guy is like, oh, wow, you're so calm and collected. I didn't think you would be this cool. I figured you would want to murder me. And he's like, I secretly hope you don't tell me so I get to fucking horribly murder you. Like, I love that part so much. Like, that shit's like, ooh, okay.
Is that pretty far forward, or is that right after? I don't even remember.
That's a little bit forward. Like, in between that, there's like
there's the
Yukako
lock
arc.
Dude, the weird Yukiko arc.
Yeah, there's Yukako, there's
or Yukako.
Surface,
Yukiko.
And there's the lock.
The Italian food, you can't forget that. That's one of the best parts.
Oh yeah, that's also in between.
That's where they reference Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Podcast solved.
The best part of JoJo's as a whole.
Jojo.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is definitely skipping forward a little bit, but we can go back to that.
Yeah.
But So yeah, and he's like, he's got to make the hard decision. Like, oh, do I try to just beat him here, or do I wait for Jotaro? And it's like, he definitely should wait for Jotaro because Jotaro is like a guaranteed win, right? And like, you don't want to like give him a chance to escape. And sure enough, Okiyasu makes the wrong decision. Tries to swipe at him with the hand, but he exposes an electrical wire, which lets him escape. And he almost dies for it, but then he gets saved by Crazy Diamond. So it's like, damn, he made the wrong decision again. And they go and they try to fight him before Joseph lands on with the boat. And they have a big fight. Not super memorable, I think, personally. Like Josuke and Koichi versus Red Hot Chili Peppers. Honestly, I don't really remember much about that fight.
Yeah, I can't say I do either.
He beats him. The way he beats him is like he tricks him into breaking like a forklift or something, and there's a rubber tire, and so he punches the rubber tire and he seals him in it. And he's like, "Oh, that's a good idea, except I'm stronger than the rubber tire." And he's like, "Well, you shouldn't break it." He's like, "What are you talking about?" And then he breaks it, and since he breaks it, it's like still got the compressed air in it, so it shoots him off into the ocean, and then he horribly dies.
Oh yeah.
That shit was pretty funny. He's like, "I told you I shouldn't break it." That's a fucking Jotaro moment, actually. Like, Jotaro would just be doing that shit to everybody.
I warned you.
I warned you. Yeah. So that fight's like, whatever. It's a lot of, his power is so high power because electric and you know what I mean. It's not super interesting, but I like the part where he kind of escapes after that, and it's like, oh shit, he's on the boat, he's gonna kill Joseph, but we don't know who he is because it's Okiyasu on the boat and he hasn't seen the guy, right? And you got the two Speedwagon like Foundation guys on the boat. One of them's the bad guy Akira, and one of them's like the random dude who's helping. And
yeah.
yeah. And basically it's like, oh shit, well one of them's the stand user and the stand's about to kill Joseph. So we have to stop him. Yeah, and so he's like, they're like mind gaming the fuck out of him. And he's like, oh, I don't know which to pick. Which one's the bad guy I have to pick, or else he'll die. And so he just he says, all right, I figured out who the stand user is. Fucking domes the shit out of Akira. And immediately punches the shit out of him. And he's like, oh my gosh, how did you know it was me? He's like, I'm not smart. I was just going to punch both of you.
Such a good solution.
It's just a Jojo scene.
Yeah, it's just a complete Jojo scene. It's like, it's so cool too, because it's like, Okiyasu is figuring out how to solve problems in his own way.
His own dumb way.
Yeah, right? Like, it's like, that's not the wrong play to make. Like, that's totally the right thing to do.
If you're short for time, gotta take out both of them.
Go ahead.
You get Stu here?
He gets two.
He gets two here. He's dinked. One shot. Yeah, so no, I like that a bit. Well, okay, so going back a little bit, we got the Yukako arc, we got Surface, we got
the Lock. I forget his name.
We got,
I don't know.
What is his name? Tamami Kobayashi. Ain't that dude like a dragon maid?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
He's the one with the dragon maid. I bet. So it's like, and then you've also got the let's go eat some Italian food.
Oh, I love that. That was so funny because the entire arc's set up to be as dude's maybe evil, and then he's just not.
He's just a fucking chef.
He's just a chef.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're right. He has a stand and he uses it for his cooking. And it's like, oh, is he poisoning us? No, he's like, no, dude, it just makes the food really good.
It's like, really good.
That shit really just hits. Food.
I think Antonio has an entire side story, or it's part of... He's related to something in part 5 in some way. I don't remember how, but I was reading about it, and it's actually really cool.
Really?
Like, he's a lot more to his character that they just never talk about in the anime.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Maybe it was Purple Haze Feedback that he's mentioned or something, or it's another side story. I don't remember, but it's definitely a thing.
I need to read Purple Haze Feedback.
It's really good.
Yeah, that shit is good. Yeah. No, let's go eat Italian food is cool. And like we were referencing, he's like, what does he say? It's like the blank and the blank and the food dish, it's combining better. It's like the combination of the author and the artist for the manga Ashino Joe, like that.
So good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ashino Joe stands in the call. Fuck yeah.
Rise up for the national anthem.
Tatake.
Atake.
Tatake. Yeah, no, that whole episode is cool. It's such a cool subversion of the formula that it's super memorable.
Villain of the week, except for its friend of the week.
Yeah.
Buddy.
And it's like, there's such good continuity in part 5. Like, you see him later when Kira stuff starts happening, they warn him. He's like, oh, I don't think he'll come here, but just in case, I'll tell my customers. Like, it's like,
Yeah,
this dude is a part of the universe.
That's exactly what makes part 4 so cool, is that the town feels like a town.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the setting is so good. It's definitely what carries the show hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go to probably my favorite part 4 character, Rohans House.
Yeah, for sure mine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rohan is such a good
I
character.
think Rohan's probably my favorite character in the series.
He's really
He's
good.
insane, like, throughout the entire thing, but it just makes him so great.
Yeah.
He's so fun to like watch on screen. You
Pretty
just don't
much,
know what
pretty
he's
much.
gonna do. You know, lick a roach or or a spider.
The spider today or the finger? Stab the finger.
I love how he's also like such a subversion of like manga artist tropes, kind of like it's like, you know, usually with the manga artists it's like, oh, they don't have a life, they never do anything because they're just so busy, it takes so long to work on shit. It's like, oh, I did the page in 17 seconds. Like, he just doesn't give a fuck. Like,
And this is like right after Josuke beats the shit out of Hasbara, then he just casually goes to Rohan's house with Koichi.
yeah,
Which is really funny.
because him and Koichi are both fans
Yeah.
of Rohan or whatever. Yeah, and so they're like, he's like, oh, I overheard he lives in town, and like, what? Like, yeah. It's a very cool setup, and I don't know, I think it's 2 episodes. The whole bit is pretty cool. I'm a big fan of a lot of random stuff in it. Like, okay, first of all, it's very horrific watching people's faces get turned into books.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is vile.
Heaven's
that
Door
shit
is
actually gruesome.
an incredibly broken stand, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first time he does it, the first times in this episode, it's like, oh, they gotta see my manga. But then from this point on, it's like, dude's gotta, like, point at him. Like
Yeah,
don't know.
I think it's like the first time he triggers it, he can then do it anytime after or something to that effect. I have no
I
idea.
think part 4
I know.
stands in general are just like incredibly fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super interesting. I think I might like part 5 stands overall more. Part 5 stands are very cool. Like just the interactions between them, but part 4 has a lot of the same kind of shit.
Yeah. Sex Pistols in part 5 will always stick out because that is a very fun stand.
Yeah, it's very simple, but like
the
it
little
works with all the
little
different
bullet
team
gremlins.
yeah, fucking bullet gremlins, bullet
I got that
creatures.
far. Those are great.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking cool. Especially once he starts using it like in conjunction with Giorno or other characters. It's
Right.
pretty sick.
They got some
Like
sass.
riding on Narantia's plane and stuff like that.
Yeah, that shit is cool. That shit is quite cool.
One scene that always is in my mind is how the fight ends, where he's just holding a manga page up to his face.
Yeah.
He's like, if you punch me, you're gonna get turned into a book, and then he just fucking domes him and fucking destroys him.
Yeah, I love that because it's like, Josuke is watching. Oh, because Okiyasu tries to go in first. He sneaks in from the window, and he gets outplayed or whatever, and looks at the manga panel, and it's like, okay, Josuke is just outside the door, hearing and watching everything that happened, but he's like, what do I do? Do I make a move? Like, do I run away? Like, what the fuck do I do? Kind of thing. And Rohan's like, oh yes, he's out there. Okay, well we'll do this instead, and he like makes Okiyasu like set himself on fire basically, so Josuke has to come in.
Yeah.
Like he's like, well, he will die if you leave, so now you have to fight me. Like, it's pretty funny. And so Josuke goes in and he's like how do I avoid seeing the manga panels or whatever. And so first thing he does, he just charges in like with his eyes shut, which is like, duh, right? And he throws like, what does he even throw at him? Like little tiny knives, like pen tops? Like
I don't remember.
I don't know. He throws something sharp at him, and he still doesn't open his eyes. And he's like, oh, fuck. And he does, I love that Rohan does all the like anime main character cliche things, kind of, where he's like, split second main character thinking time. Like it takes him 0.015 seconds to like devise a whole strategy in his head. Like that shit's mad funny. They like give him a timer and everything. I love that. And he's like, oh, I know, I read about if you insult his hair, like all that shit. And so he goes like off. He says like 5 different things. This dude's a prick.
What a whole ass bitch.
Dude is talking mad shit for someone with his haircut. His haircut does not look good. I hate it.
It looks like a kappa, dude.
Yeah, shit is kind of vile. I can't front. But yeah, and so he pisses him off. He's like, oh no, he's gonna look at the panel, and sure, because he opens his eyes, but it's like he still gets the shit kicked out of him. He's like, why? And they're like, oh, he's blind with anger. He's blind with rage. He can't see what's in front of him. He loses sight of everything when he's so mad. And it's like, Jesus Christ, that's so stupid but funny. Like,
it is really funny.
It is pretty good. And I love how fucking pissed he gets. Like, it's
dude, his
so
hair
good.
goes like Super Saiyan.
Yeah. He fucking beats the shit out of him, punches him. He punches him straight into a fucking bookshelf, which falls over on top of him. This man is dead.
Cool
This man
Hamon
is
trick.
fucking dead.
Yeah, I was about to say
And then-
cool Hamon trick.
No. And so this dude is actually fucking dead. And then it's like, he's still just running around the fucking room, kicking shit, throwing chairs. Like, where the fuck are you? Come the fuck out, stupid bitch. And it's like, holy shit, this dude is pissed.
Oh my god, he's fucking pissed.
And the shelf falls and the TV comes with it, lands right on the kid.
Jesus! Yeah, it's funny. And then like he eventually comes out and he just keeps beating the shit out of him. It's like, holy fuck, this guy's actually dead.
He murdered him.
We also get the backstory there of like why he cares about his haircut so much, right? It's like he was like 3 and he had a fever.
Yeah, that plot point.
Yeah. He had a fever for like a quadrillion fucking days and nobody knew if he was gonna live or die. There's a terrible blizzard in town and his fever is really bad, so his mom tries to drive him to the hospital. But like the car breaks down in the blizzard kind of, and she's like, oh, we're gonna fucking die. And then a random teen who is depicted to look exactly like Josuke comes from behind and like pushes their car out of it or whatever, right? So they get out and they escape. And he's like idolizes the guy now and takes his haircut, and so that's why he cares when people insult it or whatever. That scene is like
So weird, because what was his plan with that? Because nothing else ever happened with it.
You have to wonder if, well, because like, right, the speculation is that, okay, Bites of Dust stuff happens later, and that's like time-based, so it's like, people are always speculating like, oh, maybe it was supposed to be more about time travel, and so he had to go back in time and save himself or something to prevent Kira doing stuff or whatever. And it's like, yeah, like, it wouldn't be a problem if he wasn't like, it's literally just Josuke. Like,
It could have just been a random person, yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, you also have to wonder, okay, so was this like a Araki just decided not to go with the plot point kind of thing? Or is it like, I don't know, like, this is from Koichi's point of view of recalling a story very poorly. So it's like, is that just what he thinks? He's like, dude with Josuke's haircut. Okay, so it looks like Josuke, right? Like,
yeah. I really don't know.
There's really no way to tell. I don't know. Very, very weird. Very weird. But I like it. It's cool. I don't know. Do you guys have anything to say about like the Yukako or Locke or all that stuff?
Yukako arc's pretty weird.
It's pretty weird, yeah.
But it's also pretty entertaining.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. The part where she's like fucking teaching him with flashcards because he's a fucking moron.
Yeah.
And that shit is mad weird.
The funniest thing, one of the funniest thing about part 4 for me is just for some reason why everybody loves Koichi so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's because he's like made to be like a manga protagonist type dude. Like, so it's like everybody has a natural inclination to just like him.
like Rohan likes Koichi, Yukako, fucking Jotaro, especially for some reason.
That's funny because a lot of people like that watch the show are like, "Yeah, Koichi's alright," just because he's just likable in the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I was pretty like lukewarm on him definitely until the Kira fight. Before
Yeah,
he goes to
The centipede shoes one.
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the whole last part. Honestly, is the centipede shoes fight. I love that shit so much. How far ahead is that?
That's like near the
From-
end, I think.
Nah, it's
It's Heart Attack, I think, right? That's the name of the arc where it happens because they're in the clothing store or the tailor shop or whatever.
Yeah. So that's episode 23. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good. It's like 8 episodes after Rohan stuff.
More or less. Can't forget the rat fight, dude.
Yeah, you got the rat fight. The
Where
rat fight's-
Jotaro loses to some rats.
Oh right,
The
yeah.
rat fight's pretty crazy. It's weird
Got
because
hands.
like he doesn't even try to take cover because it's like because he is baiting pretty much. Like it's very weird.
Damn rats got hands.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the fucking melted pile of rats is so vile.
Oh, that shit is super. And like melted pile of people
Yeah.
that they're eating. Ew.
It
There's so much gross shit in the show.
really is.
You got the Rohan and Koichi meet Raimi after that.
In the
Ghost
no
Girl.
look back alley or whatever they call it.
Yeah, all that stuff. You learn Kira is killing people, except you don't know his name is Kira. And then you learn that Rohan was actually involved in it, and she saved him. And so that's like what, halfway through ish, and it's like, oh shit, now we have our overarching like plot
Yeah.
point,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty cool.
I like the style of
So-
like some shenanigans at first, and then like
Easing
Over
into the
plot.
main plot, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The cool thing about it is it gives us an idea of like what the town feels like without some of these problems. Like before we know about Kira fucking things up, it's like, oh, this is what the town is like. And afterwards, when he ruins some stuff, it's like, oh shit, like, you know, we got to get back to how it was. kind of
Right.
deal.
Oh, that just reminds me of how during the Angelo fight when he's holding up the convenience store, they show like this pan of the crowd and you can see multiple stand users in the crowd.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Like you see Rohan, you see Hazmata, you see Caicho, I think Okiyasu as well. Like their silhouettes in the crowd is super cool.
That is very cool.
The whole stand users attract stand users, whatever.
Right. That hostage situation is so funny because he's just like, how do you solve it? Oh, punch through and kill both of them, except, oh, wait, I didn't kill them. Like, dude just punches clean through her. Like, Jesus Christ.
Crazy Diamond is very cool.
Yeah, he does not give a shit.
he really does.
What was next? I think it's Harvest, right?
Yeah,
Which is
Harvest.
it's an arc.
It's so cryptic.
This fucking greedy fat middle schooler kid with the weird spike head.
If you could ever describe a middle schooler as creature, I think it's this one.
Shingechi. Or is it
He's an actual
Shingeki? I don't
fucking
even remember.
Like
Shigechi.
Shigechi, yeah.
La Criatura. He is so ugh. Yeah, that shit is pretty entertaining though because the fight's pretty cool. And then once they like get him and they beat the shit out of him, it's really fun watching them like shake him down. Like, okay, so what's the fairest way to split it? I'll take half, and you guys. They fucking punch the shit out of him, bonk him on the fucking head. Boom, 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 boom. One more time, little buddy. Okay, like he's fucking crying. Like that shit is mad funny. It was super entertaining. Big fan. You got the second Yukako thing where she goes to Cinderella salon. That's a weird one.
It's interesting because it shows a stand user who's like Antonia, that they're stand users who just use it to perform or to enhance their daily lives. They're not all just going around fighting people with them.
Yeah, and it's a really good setup for later too. So it's
very necessary.
Cool. Yeah, it's kind of it's a little bit boring on its own. Like it's like I don't know. Personally, I didn't care very much about Yukako.
No, I was pretty alright on her.
I was kind of surprised she never had like a second fight.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
Yeah, she never really uses her stand much.
Yeah, like her stand is really pretty strong, but she just like she almost kills Koichi, and then it's like she threatens Cinderella girl like, and it's like, well, okay.
Yeah, she doesn't even use her stand again after that, I don't think.
Yeah, no, not at all. But whatever. And then you got Kira stuff. Yeah, so you got
Yoshikage Kira. Let's go.
Yoshikage Kira. He's so fucking goated.
Probably.
First of all, dripped up to fucking holy hell. The drip is massive.
Maybe one of the best villain introductions I've ever seen, with a whole ass monologue of how he loves wanting to just live a peaceful life.
He just wants that peaceful life, dude. Just leave him alone, please.
This dude comes equipped with his whole ass own monologue. He's like a fucking NPC cutscene you trigger. Like
that I cannot skip.
Yeah. It's
unskippable cutscene.
Dude.
Him versus Shigechi is pretty interesting. I'm a big fan of how a lot of the fights in this show are resolved with like one of the people does something stupid, like Shigechi, like, oh, what's the coin he has? Oh, let me grab it and bring it near me, and then it blows up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that fight is so cool. It's also really sad.
Yeah, it is really sad. But yeah, that part is cool because it's like Harvest is like really broken. Like you can't kill enough of them. It doesn't do any damage basically to kill them, and he can just like one of them injects you with something and you fucking lose. Like it's quite broke, but he still has to play correctly. So yeah, then he tries to escape. Dies a horrible death. Almost makes it to Josuke. That shit is mad sad.
It's really good because you can see the point where his character is like, yeah, I could just leave, but he's like, I gotta do something about this guy. He lives in my town, and it's like that whole idea of the town again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. He's like, this guy, if I leave him alone, he'll kill my mom and dad and probably my friends. Like, I can't just let that happen kind of shit. And it's like, geez, that is quite tough. But like, that same being predictable is what gets him killed because Kira knows he's gonna touch the door handle to where Josuke is. Yeah. So,
dude, those fucking bitches that were just like, what's wrong with this kid? He's fucking bleeding out on the floor.
I think he's hurt. He looks weird. Let's go.
Fucked up, man.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I know he's a creature, but come on.
And like his whole his brain is mixed with his face at this point. He is not a sight to behold. Very, very sad. Very sad.
He gets the button though, so he does come in clutch.
Yeah, he clutches it out because if he didn't get the button there and deliver it to Josuke, like literally they just would never know what happened. Like, and Kira would just keep killing people. Like they would just never have any hits or leads at all. Like it would just be over. But they get the button. They take it. Jojo is like, I am master detective. Find out it's for Centipede Shoes. And Centipede Shoes fight happens, and that shit is so cool.
Killer Queen's broken.
Killer Queen is... What? Every stand user should just have one stand. Well, it doesn't really count as a second stand if you think about it. It's just my right hand, right? Like, and it's like, it's broken as a stand on its own. Like, there's a bunch of stands that probably couldn't beat sheer heart attack. Like,
oh, I mean,
like, yeah. Koichi barely can. Like,
I don't even know if Star Platinum would have been able to on its own.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because the last time, before it blows him up, he wants to destroy it, and he's like, he seems kind of confident that he could eventually break it, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. But definitely the cool thing about that fight is learning how that shit works and like, I don't know, that shit is fucking creepy as hell. That is a terrifying stand. You know, just fucking Kochio Miro, like fucking exploded. I mean, it comes onto the scene literally by like blowing the dude's hand off. Like,
right. It also highlights how careful of an individual Kira is. The fact that he's paranoid about someone checking his jacket for a lost button.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's like, oh shit. Pretty crazy. That whole fight is pretty cool. And so I was very, watching this fight, you can't help but kind of hate Koichi for being so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because, you know, Jotaro is making all the correct decisions. He's like, Koichi's like, you should defend me and I'll go look for the killer. He has to be nearby because his stand is fucking terrifyingly strong. And Jotaro's like, no, trust me, dude. This is a remote stand. It moves really simple, but it can be controlled from far away. That's why it's so strong. Like, it's got some kind of, like, specification. He's like, no, couldn't be possible. It has to be nearby. Like, and it's like, it's tough. And I guess it makes sense because up to that point, I guess Koichi really hasn't seen any remote range stands, right? Like,
yeah.
They got, like, Bad Company is the closest. Like, the dude is still in the same house.
The Surface remote? I don't even know.
Surface, I guess, but it's got, like, I don't know. He was still nearby-ish, though.
Was he, though? Because I thought I remember at one point. I guess he was kind of close, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. But even then, there's setup required kind of shit.
Sure.
So it's like, it makes sense he wouldn't really understand what remote stands were. And if you think about it, Part 3 has so many fucking remote stands. Like, I can think of Steely Dan. That's a fucking remote stand. Hella remote stand.
Lovers one?
Lovers, yeah.
Yeah, the Devil, Ebony Devil, I think, yeah.
Yep. The whole ass puppet. What's another one?
I'm trying to think. There's a lot of stands in Part 3. It's hard to remember all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Kakuin's stand is, like, pretty fucking long range. Like, he uses, like, the tentacles to go hella far away.
Oh, yeah.
Are there them? Maybe there aren't. I
don't know. But there's definitely some. And so it's like, yeah, Jotaro's like, yeah, I've seen this type of shit before. Makes perfect sense. Koichi's a fucking dumbass and won't listen to him. Because he is so used to being weak that he assumes everyone is underestimating him. Which, in this case, no, Jotaro just knows better than him. And so Koichi's like kind of got a complex to where he's like, oh, he's underestimating me. I'll show him what I can do. I know better than him. And it's like, oh, you absolute moron. I hate you. I hate you so much. Why would you do this?
I hate you.
And so he goes, has his stand fly up to try to find the dude. And sure enough, Kira's fucking quadrillion meters away because he's got a fucking remote stand.
Eating at a diner.
Yeah. He's super far away. At this point, he's still, like, walking away or whatever, but he's really far away at this point. And despite Jotaro telling him not to do it so he can defend himself with his stand, he takes his stand away and goes, what? He's too far away. And he gets worked up about it. The stand tracks based on heat. It finds him. And so Jotaro's like, oh, well, defend yourself with your stand like I told you to. He's like, oh, I'm fucking an idiot. I can't. Sorry.
I'm so dumb.
I'm so stupid. So Jotaro has to get himself extremely blown up to save him, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is the most Jotaro thing. He is always doing that shit where it's like he puts his own life above others. Or no, he puts others' lives above his own because, you know, he's just a very caring guy in that way. He's self-sacrificing.
Yeah.
Man.
And also time stop always will be cool when they do it in JoJo.
It's always very cool. I know some people get hung up on, I don't know about you guys, I've never cared one bit about, like, he's talking for like 40 seconds. Like, that's not 3 seconds. Time stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that.
Like, how can you possibly fucking care? Like,
about real life anime talking to time scaling,
I haven't seen much of that, honestly.
Like, it's not fucking
Like,
Dragon
people
Ball
talk
Z,
about that.
brother. Like, I don't know. Shit is pretty whack.
I've seen a lot of shows where if like
It's like, I assume when he is moving, that counts for his time. I don't care about him standing still talking. Like,
yeah.
this could be easily just him in his own head monologuing instead. Like, it does not affect anything.
It's like D&D, dude. Talking is a free action.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. So yeah, that shit happens. And you also can't help but think, like, when Koichi, like, basically gets Jotaro almost killed, you also are kind of like, well, fuck, now, like, it would be almost better if Koichi was the one to die, because how the fuck is Koichi gonna clutch this out on his own? Like, Jotaro had a way better chance of winning the fight, you know what I mean? Like,
but then,
so it's like he's fucking stupid. Yeah. So yeah, he figures out the gimmick. He has it like spin around in a corner a million times. Calls Josuke. I don't know if you remember. I like the conversation he has with Josuke when he calls Josuke. He's like, "Oh, we found the stand user. We got the killer stand. Oh no. Oh, you gotta come here quick." And he's like, he pauses. He looks at his phone for a second. He says, "Where are you, fucking dumbass? You didn't tell me where." Like, that shit is mad funny to me. He's just like, dude, I'm fucking reading a book, and this dude calls me screaming about shit. Doesn't tell me fucking
I think he was
anything.
like playing NES or something.
It's pretty fucking funny. But, yeah, so that happens, except the stove is comically broken, and not only will not turn on fast enough, but then turns on despite him turning it off. And so it gets blown up, and so they're outside. And then Act 3 stuff happens. He gets the big freeze power.
SHIT.
Okay, I never, like, really understood this, like, the first time I watched it. Apparently the power is that he can do things that rhyme with 3, I guess, right? Like,
wait, is that really what his power
does
is?
it to freeze? Like, that's the only one. I don't know. What do you guys think on that?
That's not how I interpret it. I just interpret it as he had gravity
Hello?
manipulation powers.
Did we cut out? Uh-oh.
Wait, hello?
Oh, my internet died. No, not again, dude.
No, everybody's dead.
Pain.
Well, out here alone
Please skip forward if
on
you're
the
watching
Jojo
this in the
podcast.
future.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Cole's
know how
talking
long
about
ago, I can't predict.
Echo's freezing or something. I just thought it was gravity manipulation powers.
I wonder if Justin's talking at the same
Because
time.
I don't really see what rhyming would have to do with it. Oh, Cole's fucking dead. I don't. Gavin's still here. He can't hear me. What's
It's
happening?
not my internet. I think it's literally Discord.
Oh, he's dead, dude. No.
Please, Discord.
I need to ask. Why can't he hear me? What's happening? Well, anyway, I'll just keep going. So yeah, Echoes Act 3, pretty cool, funny stand. Got a lot of memes from
You gotta
that
be
because
joking.
it talks and says weird shit for some reason. So he ends up picking between having to freeze it or what's the other thing? He's like, okay, so I can either freeze the stand or I can freeze the stand user. It was either Killer Queen or Sheer Heart Attack. He's like, oh, he's
Weird.
freaking the hell out. He's under pressure. He doesn't know what to do. So he ends up picking Sheer Heart Attack. And then I think Kira just like fucking domes him in the head or some shit. I don't remember. And then this scene, incredibly raw scene, by the way, of he's like, oh my god, this stupid fucking kid can't even put 2 of the same goddamn socks on the right foot because, you know, he's a clean freak or he's
I
ADD,
hate
I
Discord
think.
so much.
Something to that degree. Oh, hello?
Oh, we're back?
I think Gavin died too.
Oh my god. Were you talking about
Yes,
during that?
I've just been talking.
Thank God. Thank God.
I was talking about how I like Act 3, and I thought it was just gravity manipulation powers. I didn't see it as like a rhyming thing or anything.
I literally brought that up when I cut out.
And I was like, yeah, so then he gets stuck in the 50-50. He's like, all right, do you want to freeze the Sheer Heart Attack, or do you want me to freeze the stand user? Because I can only do one.
Fucking 50-50, but it's actually an unblockable setup.
And he's like, oh, fuck it, I don't know, freeze Sheer Heart Attack. And then Kira just punched him in the face or something.
Yeah, pretty much. I think freezing Sheer Heart Attack was a pretty good play because it, like, you don't know if, like, he would have turned it off, right? Like, what if it went and, like, killed Jotaro or something?
Right.
Like, you don't really know. It just controls a little bit better. That whole shit is like, that was a really good scene, but it's also really fucking horrific. Kira giving a whole ass monologue about his stamina, and then I should go to the gym, but I wonder if I'll be lifting weights with people who touch their dicks and don't shower. Like, okay, Kira. Sure.
Okay, dude. All right.
Hello?
Hi.
No.
I know. Go cut out again.
Oh my god.
Why can't we have a single podcast episode without any internet issues? I ask for one. Just one. Well, I'm going to keep going again. You know, solo cast. I'm the best member here. They don't need to know that. You know, they can't hear me. But, why can I still hear him if he... What the fuck is happening? So, yeah,
Is my internet just dead?
he has a monologue about that. And I already talked about him messing with his socks. And then he's like, if I could... Koichi finds out his name, and Kira gets hella pissed at him. He's like, if a dumbass kid like me can find out my name, you must be really stupid. That's the point where I like Koichi a lot. I thought that was funny. And he did something useful for once, kind of, because he wasted Kira's time enough that Josuke and Okiyasu show up. And then they see Jotaro's all busted up. Kira's like, also, oh yeah, no, Jotaro gets back up. He beats the shit out of Kira. It's like, that's a nice watch you have. Be a shame if I fucking broke it. This scene is very good. After Koichi's like, you did a good job. I don't know how he gets back up with a million holes in him. I don't know how. Jotaro is a fucking superhuman. A beast like none other.
I'm in pain. I hope Justin is.
And then, yeah, so he gets up, he beats the shit out of Kira. Kira collapses. Jotaro collapses. They're all fucking, all three of them are collapsed in an alley. So then when Josuke and Okiyasu show up,
or whatever,
Kira being pretty smart again, you know, is like, all right, well, I'm just going to pretend that I'm some random guy that got attacked, and then I can maybe try to get away. And he's like, please, you have to heal me, Josuke. And he's like, I never told you how I could heal you. What do you think you make? What makes you think I could do it? And then he figures out he's the stand user. So then he beats the shit out of him again. I don't remember how he gets away, but he starts running. I think it's probably because he takes time to heal Jotaro and Koichi. That sounds right. I don't know for sure. But then, doing that, he gets away and they're chasing him. There's this whole chase scene. And then he goes to Cinderella. You know, it comes back in. And, you know, it's an important plot point, so it's good that they introduced it earlier. And he ends up killing Aya, I think her name is. Yeah. And oh, hello.
Hello.
Hi, we got phone Pokiko.
I'm on my phone.
I see that.
Yeah, very cool.
We can't have one podcast without internet issues.
Fucking suffering. The High School of the Dead one was the only podcast that was allowed to exist. All others are not before it.
They will all suffer.
Yeah. I hope you've been talking.
I have, don't worry.
Okay, I've been just cringing in the chat.
I've been monologuing.
Cool. What'd you get through?
I was talking about, say, we said Kira does his monologue thing, and then he finds out, or Koichi steals his wallet. And gets his name. And this is the part where I really like Koichi, because he's like, if a dumb shit kid like me figured out your name, you must be really stupid, you dumb fucking idiot. Then he pisses Kira off.
Yeah.
I think, he fucking slams his head into the pavement like 5 times or something.
Yeah, that's like before that. After that, he just fucking punches him through the chest and kills his ass. Like,
right. And then he's like, why are your socks on the wrong feet? What is wrong with this kid?
Yeah, I like the way he's like, doesn't that bother you? And then, like, he stands there, tries not to look at it, looks at it for a minute, and goes, well, it bothers me. Like, which is like, oh my god.
I love Kira.
Yeah, he's so raw. Dude, the part where he slams his face into the pavement is so fucking gruesome.
It really is.
He's just like, I feel like I've been had. I got so frustrated, so I'm gonna take that out on you a little bit now. I'm about to beat you to death. And then he offers him like tissues or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, okay, so your nose is bleeding." And then he fucking boom, 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 boom. He's like, "Look, your face is bleeding now." Yeah, and then he's like screaming a little bit. He's like, "Oh no, don't scream. You know, I had to suffer on my way here, and I didn't scream one bit. You're a man, aren't you? Well, you should try to be more like me." And he just says, "Be more like me," over and over. He's smashing his fucking head into the pavement. Like,
it's going crazy.
Boom, boom. But that shit is fucking insane. Holy shit, man.
And then our goat, Jotaro,
yeah,
somehow stands up with a million holes in him. I don't know how, dude's
fucking rises from the grave.
It's probably one of the rawest scenes.
Yeah.
Nice watch you got there.
Yeah, that whole shit is so fucking cool. I'm a big fan of the Jotaro PTSD theory. And so I like all the callbacks to Dio and Kakyoin kind of stuff there are, because it's like it's very similar in the way it's like, you know, he punches a hole through his chest similar to how he does with Kakyoin, and it's like, you know, his student friend in the green fucking school outfit gets killed by this blonde dude and all that shit. So it's like the situations are very similar, so I'm sure Josuke kind of feels in the same way, like I kind of like, oh, I let it happen again kind of thing, right? Like, pretty sad. And you know, after he does the first punch or whatever, and it's like he just like tries to swing at him kind of, and it's like really weak, and Kira's like, "Oh, you're so weak because you're fucking absolutely dead."
So like, weak because you're basically dead.
Yeah, and he's like, "You really think you could beat me like that?" And sure enough, so he starts stopping time and pummeling the ever-loving shit out of him. Like, this dude gets a absolute fucking beat down. And you gotta love it because you see it through Kira's perspective. He's like, "What the fuck is he doing? How?" Like, he's like, "Dude, he's moving so fast. It's like he stopped time." And it's like, haha, wouldn't that be crazy?
Yeah.
I love the face Jojo gives, like, during the fucking punch out too, because he has the most like fucking stern, like, seething with fucking like rage face, and it's like, oh shit, he about to fucking kill his dude.
On second look, this watch is pretty ugly, so
yeah. The fucking zingers he gives there are pretty good. It's one of those things that looks like it's hard to translate, because I've definitely seen like versions of it where they translated it and it didn't really make much sense, but then like in other subs it's like, oh, that makes perfect sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very, very Jotaro thing to do when he's like bleeding out, going to die. Your watch is almost as ugly as your face type shit. Like,
gotta make fun of him.
Yeah, fucking disrespect the man's drip. Like, come on, dude. It's pretty raw. I'm also oh man, what is it? I forgot where I was going. Shit is mad cool in general. Oh yeah, and after he like knocks down Kira and Kira's like pretty knocked out, he gives that whole spiel to Caicho. He's like, "Oh, you really progressed a lot during this fight," kind of thing. Like, I'm glad to have fought beside you, kind of shit like that, like all that stuff. And it's like, you can't help but get the impression it's like, yeah, that's probably what he wanted. What? Gavin's calling me. I was just gonna say real quick. It feels like that's probably definitely something he would have wanted to have said to Kakyoin before he died. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's like, man, that is fucking sad. All right, hold on. I'm gonna answer this call and mute my mic real quick. You can keep going.
All right.
How the fuck do I?
So yeah, Jotaro does that, and then he collapses, obviously, because he's dying.
Mm-hmm.
So the three of them are now all collapsed, and I think Josuke and Okiyasu show up right after that, and they're just like, "What the hell happened here?" And then Kira, being pretty smart, is like, "Okay, so I bet if I act like I'm just a random passerby, they don't know who I am, so I can pretend that I got attacked by a stand as well or something." So then he starts feigning ignorance and like pleading for them to help him. And he's like, these people just got attacked. I didn't see what happened. And then Josuke is like, oh, you need to heal me. And he's like, wait, how do you know I could heal you? I'm just an average high schooler. So then he slips up. Josuke beats that shit out of him again, heals him. Yeah, I mean, I already talked about this. Cole didn't know because we're dying
Hi.
tragically because Discord's a fucking. I guess our internet today. I don't know if it's Discord, but so yeah, he gets away. He steals someone's face by forcing Aya to do it. Turns her into a bomb. She fucking dies. Pretty horrific. And that's kind of where that arc ends, I guess. And it's like the last third of part 4 after that. We get Chase, banger opening. All of part 4 openings, fucking bangers. Sure, they'll want to talk about that whenever they return. Why am I alone? What else? I don't know, yeah, it's such a cool part. Because it's like, dude, this guy actually got away. And like, there's no way he can get away, right? And it's a smart setup for a callback to Aya. It's really cool and believable, also. And it's just overall, just gives you scale to the town again, because like this dude could be anybody in this town. It's pretty. I don't know. It's a big town, probably average sized. It's like a fucking suburb in Japan. So, welcome back.
I'm back. Sorry. What'd you get through?
I talked about Kira pretending to get attacked, and then asking Josuke to heal him, and Josuke's like, "Well, how do you know I can heal?" And I'm just an average high schooler. What the fuck do you think I could do? So then he figures out it's him.
Yeah, that shit is cool because the way he phrased it, he's like, "Oh, I don't know much, but I'm studying to be a doctor. I can help try to patch up your wounds a little bit." And fucking Kira gets nervous and goes, "Oh, fix me already," kind of thing. And it's like, fix you? What do you think?
Yep. I don't remember how. I guess he just gets up and runs away after, because he goes to heal Jotaro and Koichi.
Yeah, so like they're still kind of getting up, and what he does is he cuts off his hand with the tracer bomb. The attack,
right.
And sends it after them. So they kind of get stalled for half a second, like, "Oh, what the fuck does this shit do?" And he's like, "Oh, you gotta do this." But yeah, so he gets away. This part is like one of the smartest parts of part 4. I think this shit is so cool every time I think about it.
Yep.
Because he runs away, he goes to Aya's, and they like heal the hand so that it follows him. So they run after him, but he's like a good bit ahead of them. And we find out, like, they walk into Cinderella, and they're like, "Why the fuck did you go into Cinderella?" Oh, am I back in here?
Oh, you're back.
I'm back on Discord now. Hold on.
Welcome back.
My headset.
He's returned to me, my son.
Poggers. I don't know if Gavin will join back or not, but...
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I just told him, like, connect if you can kind of shit.
Okay.
Or, like, if he wants, he can just be done.
We lost him.
I'm not going to make him fucking struggle through internet dying over and over. Because he can't join on his phone. Because he doesn't have data on his phone.
I'll never forget him.
Yeah, so sad. But yeah, so they go to Cinderella's, and it's like, why the fuck is he at Cinderella's? What could he possibly want here? And it's like, you find out, oh shit, he fucking brought in a dude, fucking just killed the shit out of him, and said, "Okay, Aya, switch my face and personality with his." Like, it's like, holy fuck, that is a ingenious way to use her power.
Right.
Which is normally like completely useless for combat or anything useful related to fighting.
The interesting thing about that is that means
getaway.
Kira had to know.
His face and identity, steals this dude's identity because now he has his face and all that shit. I don't think
Cole can hear me again.
And they open the door to try to find him, and it's like, bam, he's in this huge crowd of the fucking business rush, like right after lunch kind of shit. And it's like, wow, they really just actually lost him after finding out what he looks like, what his name is, and almost killing him, and bam, he's fucking gone, and they don't even know shit about him.
I'll never forget you, Cole.
That shit is really cool.
Yep.
Hello.
So you think... What is that? Yeah, so he gets away. Okay. I think it's cool because it established that he had to have known Aya before he got there because he knew about her powers. I don't really know how. I imagine he must have gone there for some reason. Or maybe he just could sense it. I really don't know, but it's cool nonetheless.
I want to die.
Welcome back again.
Thanks.
I was saying how it's cool because that scene, Kira had to have known that Aya was a stand user somehow. I'm not really sure how, but it's interesting to think about.
Right. I think it's part of the information he gets out of Shigechi, kind of. I forget.
Could be.
I mean, he sees them all together, right? Like, when they're talking about Raimi stuff.
Oh, right after Shigechi dies, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, he learns about it. And I was just talking about how it's like they had him so cornered in all this shit, and then he just fucking gets away. Like they knew his face, his name, where he lived. He was almost dead, and bam, he's just fucking escaped completely. They don't know shit.
Wild.
That is a very crazy concept. So yeah, they're back at fucking square one on everything.
And then we get Chase.
And we get Chase.
Or was Chase? No, Chase would have been before part, I think.
Oh, Chase starting? Yeah.
Yeah.
That opening should start like at Rohan almost.
Probably, yeah. Oh, dude. Part 4 openings, all bangers.
They do all bang. They all do bang. Very cool. Very cool. So we get into a bunch of like random fights after this point, because the very next one is with his dad,
Adam Hard father.
Like, who is a ghost inside a photograph kind of shit. And he's the one with the arrow and all that kind of stuff. It's a pretty cool fight because there's a lot of crazy shit.
We learned that Kira has a collection of all his fingernails.
Yeah, he sure does, and like keeps a track record of like how long his nails are every day. That's something. Dude is massively obsessed with hands, if we couldn't tell.
A little bit.
Yeah, I like the fight with the photo, because it's like, oh, he can control anything in the photo. And it's like they use it against him or whatever. And it's fucking Josuke and Jojo, and Jojo's like, all right, Josuke, now this is the part where you say a cool line to him. Like, you give him a cool one-liner. And Josuke's like, I wasn't even scared at all, dumbass. Like, good one, dude. Good one. Good job, little buddy.
I forgot about that part. That's really funny.
That shit is mad funny. And then they have him trapped, and then Okiyasu gets tricked into setting him free. And it's like, man, because he like fakes like he is going to escape already, and Okiyasu accidentally lets him escape because of it. Specifically, those are the kind of things that like I feel could break some people's suspension of disbelief, where it's like, oh, he's just so stupid kind of thing. But it's like, nah, it totally makes sense. Like, the stakes are super high, and yeah, I believe the phrase Jojo uses when Okiyasu is explaining it is he's like feeling bad about it. He's like, you shouldn't feel bad. You just got beaten by a more experienced stand user. Like, that's just how it works.
Right. It's hard with stands. Like, bluffing is a lot harder to tell because you really never truly know what someone's stand is capable of.
So yeah, all that stuff happens. And now Kira's father is like the kind of guy who produces the boss of the week type dudes. You got rock, paper, scissors, dude.
Very fun.
Pretty cryptic.
AKA Rohan punches a kid in the face.
Dude, I fucking love Rohan so much. He's just like, he just, from the very first instance, is like, fuck this stupid kid. Get him out of here. To the point where it's like, putting rock, paper, scissors with the kid. Okay, I'll throw a rock, and by rock I mean I'll punch him in the fucking face. Like, sit the fuck down. And he almost loses, and then he does win. And there's also a weird part at the end where it's like, the kid is like, oh shit, I'm getting controlled by Heaven's Door. And he's like, I would rather die than fucking be controlled, and tries to kill himself by jumping in front of a truck. Like,
I do remember that. This kid's like 10.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, dude, what the fuck? But yeah. Oh, and the episode after that, this is one of my favorite episodes of fucking part 4. I'm an Alien.
Oh, with Mikitaka.
Yeah, Mikitaka. That shit is so fucking cool. Goofy ass fucking dude. We will never know if he is an alien or just a stand user.
We will never know.
Yeah. supposedly it says here he can't see Crazy Diamond. So
well, also he has like his stand has a name too, or whatever.
Does it?
Yeah, it's called Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh yeah, it does.
So it's like I think he's a stand user.
Right, like alien stand.
It's a very funny
maybe
idea either way, but
maybe it's both. What if he's just an alien and like aliens can have stands?
Yeah,
know?
right. That's kind of what I think, honestly. So
yeah, that would be pretty fucking cool. But yeah, and so Josuke's like, oh my gosh, you got this crazy power. How do I use it? Oh, I use it to cheat Rohan out of gambling money. Like,
I love when he's allergic to like noises, right? Loud noises or something.
He's allergic to sirens.
He's like, I don't like this sound.
I don't like the sound. He's like fucking dying. Like he is actually perishing. It's so funny. Like literally just the way he says, I don't like this sound. Like it freaks out. That shit kills me every time. Like,
yeah. Also, he turns into dice and then vomits when he throws it.
Yeah. It's kind of vile.
Also, the part where Rohan and Josuke, they're laughing and then Rohan just stabs his finger.
Yeah, that shit's so good. No, my god, that shit is so fucking
like, if I catch you cheating, I will fucking kill you, Josuke.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like, he knows he's cheating. He's like, there's no fucking way you're not cheating. Like, all this shit. And so...
They bring in the lock guy, too, to, like, referee.
Yeah. And it's funny because he stabbed himself, like, so that he can make it so Josuke can't just escape kind of thing. Because, like, you have to stay here to heal my finger, you know? Like, you wouldn't just leave kind of deal. Which is pretty funny. In the process of all this, like, his fucking house catches on fire. And he's like, no, the house can be rebuilt. I have to win this fucking game. Like, this is way more important. Like, Jesus
God,
Christ.
Rohan is such a good character.
He's so raw. No, that shit is mad funny. Yeah, it's so cool, and it's like another layer of like, oh man, Rohan fucking hates Josuke, and they hate each other. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because Rohan already doesn't like Josuke, and Josuke doesn't like Rohan because, you know, he made fun of Josuke, and Josuke beat the ever-living shit out of him for like 20 seconds straight.
He sure did.
So, and this is like, oh, now they just fucking hate each other. Like, complete fucking tool. Pretty funny. And then,
get the Highway Star, yeah.
Highway Star is a good arc. That's a good one.
Rohan Kishibe does his line.
Yeah, Daga Kotowaru. Yeah. The whole thing's cool. Because, again, these two are together, but it's like a different day. They're randomly on the bus. And, it's funny because we see Josuke, and Josuke's like, oh god, I don't want to talk to this dude. Oh my god. And Rohan's like, oh shit, he sees the room that's like, it's got an illusion, it's Kira in the room or whatever. And so he walks out, he's like, Josuke, there's an enemy stand user. We gotta, and Josuke's like not buying it at all because he's so fucking like, he's psyched himself out so fucking hard at this point.
Yeah, he thinks Rohan's trying to fuck with him.
Yeah, he's like, Rohan's gonna get back at me. He's gonna fucking kill me. I'm gonna fucking die. Like, and so Rohan talks about that shit, and the first thing he does, he goes, shut the fuck up, Rohan! Like, I don't fucking believe you. Get the fuck out of here. And fucking, he's like, what? Like, it's such a good interaction. I fucking adore it. Like, it's so fucking cool. And sure enough, of course, it is a stand user. And Rohan goes and he gets trapped. He walked into the trap, right? And it's like, he's gonna Highway Star like steals his nutrients or whatever kind of thing. And
foot stand.
Yeah, foot stand. And so he's like, well, we're really trying to kill Josuke here. So if you bait Josuke into coming in, right, I'll trade. Instead of me killing you, I kill him, and you get to go free, right? Like, he's the goal here. And on some level, you're kind of like, oh, I don't know, he might do it. He hates that guy. Like,
yeah, they fucking hate each other.
It's a win-win. Not only does he die, but I get to go free. Like,
not a bad deal.
Right, and it's like, okay, is he gonna do it? And then he does the big fucking Daga Kotowaru, but I refuse, and he says the whole line, there's nothing I love more than telling people who think they're strong no, that kind of shit. And he's like, what? And he tells him it's a trap or whatever. And Josuke doesn't give a fuck. He just walks in anyways because he's like, well, I can't fucking let him die, lol. Like, and then they have the whole chase. And the other part of Highway Star is, he's Highway Star. He goes really fast and pursues him at like, what is it, like 88 kilometers an hour?
He has to, he has like a certain limit. He has like 60 kilometers or something.
Yeah, something like that. And it's like, he travels that, but like he doesn't slow down, like no matter what, pretty much. Like Josuke gotta like turn on the motorcycle and shit like that, or slow down for like a traffic thing. It's like, nope, he's fucking going. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's shamovin'.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you also got the part in that where it's like the one famous-ish manga panel where it's like he has to get over like the pedestrians crossing, so he breaks the bike and in midair jumps over them and reforms it as he runs.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that shit is mad cool. Looks super cool. So, and it's like they figure out somehow. Oh yeah, like Koichi helps or something like that. They figure out like They figure out he's in the hospital from a bike accident, I guess, and so like that's why his stand is like to steal nutrients is to heal himself, right?
Yep.
So Koichi goes and he figures out which hospital he's in which room, right? Which he does by like he like goes and asks the like receptionist, and she like won't tell him. She's like, shut up, stupid fucking short idiot. I won't tell you. Like, she's just a complete fucking bitch to him for no reason. And so he like knocks over some shit with his stand, and she's like gonna fall over trying to grab it, and she's like, help me. And he's like, oh, I thought I was just some stupid fucking kid. Oh, it seems like you need my help, huh? It would be a shame if I could help you, but I gotta leave. I don't know which room number he's in, like that kind of shit. And like,
then Act 3 goes, okay, master, let's kill the hoe.
Yeah, what the fuck is that shit? Araki is so unhinged. I swear to God.
Yeah, he just thinks of shit. He said, "All right, wrote it."
Let's kill the hoe. Like, okay, bet. Like,
I guess it calls it a beach.
SHIT. Yeah. It's pretty funny. So yeah, he gets the information there, and like Josuke makes it all the way up to this dude's hospital room, but like not like he's in the room, but like can't quite get to him to beat him up because his range isn't enough, and he's too far away still by the time he catches him. And so he's like, haha. He's got the gimmick of like he's a good looking dude, and he's got like groupie girls, and he's like a gang kind of dude, like delinquent dude. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And he talks about how it enhanced his sense of smell and all that type of shit. Like, he can smell based on the sweat on their ass that he can smell that they were at a pachinko parlor because he can, like, smell the leather. Like
kind of weird.
kind of weird, champ, but okay, bro. You got it.
They got to use what talents you have, You can't.
Yeah. And so he's like, okay, Drama killed the Josuke, and Josuke, he drinks his IV fluid to gain enough strength to get close enough to beat the shit out of him. Which is,
delicious.
Okay, sure. Like,
I feel like this is a part 4 thing in general. It's like, yeah, okay, you do that, buddy.
Yeah, that happened. Sure. There's only a couple parts in part 4 that, like, could break your suspension of disbelief. That might be one of them. Like, that's one where it's like, okay, he drank it, and, like, it made a big enough difference in the exact moment that he could, like, be fine. Like, okay, sure. And he beats the fucking shit out of him. After he, like, fucking pleads for his life. He's like, oh, no, please, don't, no, please, I'm in a hospital bed. You wouldn't beat the shit out of me. My bones are broken, dude.
My bones are glass.
My bones are glass, dude. Like, come on, man. And he says, oh, you're right. It would be cowardly if I beat the shit out of a fucking handicapped dude at this point in time. So he heals him and then beats the shit out of him again. Breaks every fucking bone in his body.
Throws him out like a 4th-story window or something.
Yeah, into the fucking fountain. Like, and the narrator's like, he broke this bone, and this bone. Like, it's like, that is really fucking funny. Like, that's one of those style things that's like, it's goofy as hell and really has no point in being like that, but it's kind of great that it is, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, very, very cool. Very cool. So yeah, good fight. He's basically just like, okay, I'll just heal on my own because you'll just come beat the shit out of me if I don't. So, no more be bad guy.
Good.
Pretty cool. Episode after that's Kira plus Cat.
Well, yeah, that's when we should get shown what Kira has been doing as Kosaku.
Yeah.
Kirajiri or something? I don't remember.
Kawajiri.
Yeah. Kawajiri, yeah. He's now integrated into this family where the son is suspicious, but the wife's like, why is my husband so nice to me now or so attractive?
Yeah.
Because I guess the old one was just like a salaryman who
he was like super submissive and like, okay, she didn't cook for me.
Yes, dear.
4 p.m. Okay, honey. Whereas, like, Kira's just like, she's like, hey, I didn't even make fucking dinner for you because you're so fucking stupid. And he's like, okay. And just cooks himself food. Like, and she's like, well, no, he can cook and he's so cool and isn't like crying. Like, yeah. It's pretty sick, honestly.
It is quite funny.
It's funny because their son, I forget what his name is.
Oh, shit.
Hayato. Right?
Hayato, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course, because, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because his son, it's like, he's like recording them or something.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty weird, but it ends up coming in handy, so.
Yeah, it's like, he already was recording him because he just like, is weird and
I think he was like, he could tell their marriage was like failing, so he wanted to see if they were like having sex or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very, very weird. But it's also one of those things where it's like, growing up in a bad household, definitely it forces children to act very weirdly and like try to monitor their parents in a way to like gauge the mood, and anytime they do anything, it feels like, you know.
Right.
So, in that way, it makes a lot of sense, but it's a little bit extreme, of course, right? But, and it's like, he has to come to terms with, like, I don't think my dad is who my dad is supposed to be, like, a very terrifying concept, like, imposter type shit.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the exact name for the syndrome is, but, like, there's, like, a actual, like, condition type thing, where it's, like, the theory that your loved ones have been replaced with exact copies who don't act the right way, and it's like,
Yeah, I have no idea.
But it's a very cool fear to play around with, and it's like, you have to wonder if he, like, maybe he felt like that beforehand even, like, if he was, like, so instantly about it, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
They find a cat.
Shinobu kills the cat.
Did she kill it?
Yeah, she kills it. It gets stabbed by glass or something.
Oh, right. The window fucking breaks or something.
Yeah. Like, wow, Shinobu, great fucking job. Just actually murders a cat. And then Kira buries it, and it turns into a stand type thing. Very weird. It like shoots
plant
bubbles.
cat, though.
Yeah, plant cat. Okay, sure. Yeah, it shoots bubbles and stuff, and like he's like, that might be useful eventually. Then we got new stuff happening. What's the next episode about? Oh, this is the fucking...
There's a lot of stuff happening. I think it's subsequently the cheap trick thing with Rohan and Koichi, and then also Okiyasu, Josuke, and Yuya, who's the Highway Star guy, fighting Mysterioso or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Who can turn things into paper with the whole, like, everyone has a towel when they're scared kind of thing, which is pretty cool. Yeah. It was a fun fight.
Well, isn't there also... Okay, I'm reading it here.
Oh, there's also Superfly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's also Superfly.
That's a thing.
The pylon stand shit. So, like, yeah, I don't know why they, like, made this, like, at this time, this is how... I don't really get the point of, like... mixing all of these together, honestly. I guess it's kind of interesting because it's like, well, it's not Anime of the Week if it's like the next 4 episodes are about like 3 separate fights kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
I thought they were all pretty fun. Superfly is like kind of funny because it's just like, this is the worst stand any person could ever get.
Yeah. Well, it's like, whose stand is it originally even? Like,
I think it's his, right?
His? I think it's his.
It has to be because I think the idea is that he got shot with the arrow. So,
oh, is it? Okay.
Because that's how, like, all these stand users are people that Kira's dad have made.
Right. Well, yeah, and it's like, he doesn't even want to kill Josuke. He just wants, one person has to be trapped in this fucking pylon at all times, and the pylon is completely indestructible. We'll be there till the heat death of the universe.
Also reflects any damage you do to it back to you.
Yeah, so, like, completely cryptic. Absolute cryptid. And so he just wants, to trap someone else in there so he can fucking leave and get on with his life. And so it's a pretty crazy fight because, like, he's memorized all the fucking angles and he can maneuver around the shit expertly because he's lived on it for, like, a fucking quadrillion years now. And so he, like, can reflect attacks from it, like, throw shit at it and it bounces back and then bounces and kills him and all that type of shit. Very crazy, very cryptic. Some advanced fucking physics happening.
All right, I think the thing that happens if they try to leave, they like start turning into the pylon.
Yeah.
Like
so one person has to be at all times.
Right.
Pretty crazy, honestly. Big fight happens. Eventually, someone reflects something somewhere and defeats him.
And he's like, "I'm sorry, I'll never leave again," and then he just stays in there.
Yeah, he's just like, oh my god, fine, whatever.
He's like wearing a mask too for some reason because he's like actually ugly or I don't know.
Yeah, he's fucking hideous as sin. But his mask made him look cool, I guess.
He's a creature.
Yeah, for sure. Alien guy also helps in that fight.
Oh right, I forgot he was there for that.
Yeah. Very cool. And then Rohan and Cheap Trick, right, where it's like
another horrible stand to get.
Horrible stand, just actual death. So yeah, it's like it goes on the stand user's back, and if someone looks at your back, it kills you and goes onto their back. So it's like, wow, okay, sure. So Rohan tricks this dude and looks at his back, even though he doesn't want him to. And sure enough, it kills him, and he's like, now I got this on my back. And it whispers in his ear crazy shit the whole time. It's very terrifying. He goes through all this shit. It's like, oh, is he gonna go? He's like trying to escape somewhere, and it's like looking really desperate at the end. And he finds Koichi, and it's like, oh, there's nothing you can do. You're screwed. Blah blah blah. And he's like, and Koichi's like, well, what are you doing? Why are you like that? He's like, you want to see why? Like,
he's given up. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's finally fucking lost it. But really, what he was doing is he was going to the to Reimi's alleyway
with the hands, the purgatory hands,
where if you turn around, they take you away, and he tricks Cheap Trick into turning towards the hands, and they scoop his ass up and take him away, and he dies. So Cheap Trick is gone.
That was actually really smart, though. That was cool.
Yeah, very big brain, and like continuity. Like, yeah, this turn around hand thing is a feature of the world. If you were one of these characters, you could have thought about that. Like, that's a thing that you could have done realistically. Like, it's pretty cool. And also, remember, he creates the existence of hell itself, right? Because Cheap Trick, as he's like getting taken away, he says, "Oh, and I don't know if hell really exists," and then like uses Heaven's Door on it and writes in it, "Went to hell," right? Or,
he just created hell.
Yeah.
This is what they don't teach you in church.
Yeah. So it's like, damn, he told that man he's going to hell too because he's a fucking piece of shit. Like, holy fuck. Because he takes joy in it or whatever. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the fan theory of hell didn't exist until Rohan created it right then. Like,
so dumb.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb as hell. But that's another one of those stylish things where it's like, oh, he got him. What the hell? That shit was raw.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, so that's a good fight. I like that one a lot.
And it's Mysterioso, is that the name of the stand? I don't remember. I think
Enigma.
Enigma, right.
Yeah, I think they translate it as Mysterioso.
Pretty
That's
fun.
one of the best. That's one of the best fights, I think, in part 4. That shit is. I love rewatching that because. Okay, so first thing happens is Koichi gets taken, and also Josuke's mom get taken. Dude turns on the paper. If he finds out like their fear thing, like what the second time they do it or whatever, he turns them into paper.
Yep.
They're just fucked. If he figures out the tail, it's like, oh, everybody has a tail. Once I figure out your tail, oh, my brain is so much bigger than your guys'. Like, yeah, okay, dude, thanks.
Fucking loser.
Fucking absolute cringe lord. So he's with my man Fungami Yuya at the same time. Highway star guy. Who is now like, he doesn't really want to help that much because he's like, I'll help you because I kind of owe you a little bit, but like, I'm not siding with you. I do not wish to die. Like, he's like, I'll help you a bit, but like, if we get in a fight, you're on your own, buddy.
Yeah,
like,
I definitely love how they reuse stand users in part 4.
Yeah, exactly. They want to use his sense of smell.
And it's
basically.
like, not everybody they fight was just bad guy controlled by Dio. It's like everybody was just doing their own shit, sometimes kind of, ill-intentioned until they get set straight and they're like, all right, fine.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Fungami Yuya is like, yeah, I'll help you a little bit. And then, sure enough, Josuke fights Mysterioso, gets captured, because, he kind of got the jump on him. I love so the dude can turn anything into paper, not just things that he makes, like...
Put a gun in a piece of paper.
Yeah, he puts a fucking gun, dude opens up the letter, almost shoots him in the fucking face. Like, that shit is so cool. First of all, extremely good reaction image, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
Like, fucking, piece of paper, bam, you fucking die.
Did he put like a car in one too or something?
Yeah, he had a whole ass fucking taxi in that shit. Remember it? And yeah, he used it to go away. Pretty based. So yeah, he takes Josuke away, and I don't know if you remember, it looks like for a second he's gonna get out, right? Because he uses Crazy Diamond on something to like pull him out. Hello?
Hi, yeah.
Yeah, okay, just making sure.
I was waiting because I don't actually remember that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so right as he's like going all the way back into the paper, he uses Crazy Diamond to repair something, and it like drags him out a little bit, right? Because it's like really strong or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, is he gonna get out?" And it's like, Josuke's like, "Oh, this isn't enough to get me out, but Mysterioso guy, what the fuck is his name?
I don't remember.
Jesus, I really don't remember. I'm just gonna call him Mysterioso guy. He's like, once you get me in this paper, you should just rip me up. You should just fucking kill me. Because if I ever get out of here, I will fucking end your actual life. You will fucking die, and it will be horrible. Like, he threatens the shit out of him, and I'm like, that is so fucking raw. That whole scene is super fucking raw.
You better hope I never get out of here.
Yeah, I encourage you to watch it.
Get you out of there.
Because the first thing he says is, once you get me in here, you should just tear me up. You should just rip this shit in half and you should kill me. Because if I get out of here, I will end your life. Like, because he hates him so much for, like, how he is, like, cowardly, uses people as hostages type shit.
Yeah.
And, like, captured his mother and Koichi and all that shit.
Alright, stand user is Teranosuke Miyamoto.
Oh, yeah. Completely forgettable name. No way you could ever remember Teranosuke. Right. Like, but yeah, so, and then Fungami Yuya is like, I told you, dude, you shouldn't have picked this fight. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. Dude, like, gets in his taxi to go away. And he's like, looking back, and he's like, no, I shouldn't. No. No, I shouldn't. Okay, fine. Fuck, I'll help you. Okay.
Here in part 4, even our side characters get development.
Yeah, like, so he's like, fuck, okay, fine, I can't just let him fucking die. Like, I have to help him, kind of shit. Because, specifically what inspires him, he goes, you were really fucking cool looking right then when you did that shit. That was really fucking cool. And it's like... I
love Jojo.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that was pretty fucking cool, wasn't it? That shit was pretty sick. Like, yeah. And so, he gets put through the fucking gauntlet of shit to get into this fucking taxi car after he catches up, because it's like he's just inside a bunch of pieces of paper, and it's like gotta open up each one of them, what's inside, and he's like, I can't do anything that would make me afraid. I don't want to, like, because that's how he's going to win. He's going to try to scare me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he opens up some shit, and it's like, oh, God, that was scary. And he opens up something else, and it, like, fucking electrocutes him. He's like, what the fuck? And then eventually figures out his tell a little bit. And it's like, okay, he's waiting for him one more time to get scared. And he opens it up, and there's a fucking paper shredder is what he opens up. He goes, shredder! It's and the scary thing about the shredder is the shredder has Koichi and Josuke in it, and it's going to shred their paper, aka kill them. So he's like, shit, I can't, like, grip it. The button to turn it off is jammed, doesn't work, and I can't, like, break it fast enough. Highway Star's not strong enough. So he's like, I can't grip it, it's slipping away, they're gonna fucking die. And so he's like, I get scared, and he turns into a piece of paper. He's like, I was waiting for that. And he's like, haha, actually, I was waiting for that, because now that I'm a piece of paper, I'm thin enough to pull this bitch out of there. And he's like, huh? And so he pulls him out of the fucking shredder, because he's thin enough to go inside it. Undoes Josuke and Koichi, and he fucking gets folded back up into a piece of paper, flies away. He gives a cool ass line right at the end too, because he's like, well, if it will save Josuke and Koichi, then I'll gladly turn into a piece of paper. And he fucking flies away. And it's like, oh
shit, you guys kind of cool.
Oh shit, yeah. And that's what Josuke says when he gets out. He says, Funga Miyuya, you looked pretty cool right there. I can't lie, like that kind of shit. And then, fucking Koichi does not say a word during these whole episodes, mind you. Like, Koichi does not say shit. He's just like fucking standing there posing menacingly. Like, and
that's all he needs to do.
Yeah, and he goes up to fucking Fungami and he's like, he's like, oh dude, no, please don't kill me. Don't beat me up. I just got cocky with my new power. Like, I was just touching my limits. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. He's like, there's something I was supposed to remember about you. Oh, what was it? Oh, right. I forgot that. Didn't I say that, that I would never forgive pieces of shit like you that take people hostage and you threaten them emotionally? And he's like, oh my God. And so he scares the shit out of him. And he's like, oh, that's your habit, isn't it? When you get scared, you close one of your eyes, don't you? Oh, and he's doing it. And he looks like a fucking idiot. He's like, but when you get really scared, you close both of them. And he like puts his fist up to his face and shit, and he freaks the fuck out. And then he beats the ever-loving shit out of him. Just fucking kills this dude. And puts him into a book permanently. So he is like alive inside of the
he just becomes a book. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he just becomes a book. This is the second dude that he just gives the fucking Cars treatment.
Just goes around turning people into fucking objects.
Yeah, it's like you are now immortal in this fucking object, but you can't do anything ever. Your existence is suffering, and it will go on forever. Like, okay, like, because the book goes back to the library. Like,
yeah, it's another Moria attraction or whatever.
Yeah, and the like attraction thing, it says you can check out the book if you go to the library, but don't keep it too long, kind of thing. It's like some people say you can still hear you can hear things coming from it, and it's like he's just fucking alive in there, but can't
terrifying.
Do anything. What the fuck? Like, deadass got the fucking Cars treatment again. The fucking eventually he stopped thinking type shit. Like, holy shit. Josuke doesn't give a
ways
fuck.
To go.
Yeah, that dude fucking deserved that shit though. Hey, I'm just saying, he told him if he ever got out of there. He warned him. That's your own fault. You should have killed his ass. You should have. All right, I got my win. I did as best as I.
Good day's work, everybody.
Good day's work. I killed the protagonist. No, this dude had to be like, I'll get Funga Miyoya too. Fucking clown. Absolute clown. So, pretty raw, all things considered. I'm a big fan of that fight.
Yeah, it was very cool.
I go back and I watch that shit pretty often, just like on its own.
In a way, it kind of is reminiscent of the gambling, like the Derby fight to me.
Mm-hmm.
And like the way that it was more like bluff based instead of just physical strength.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun.
Right, because the onus is like, if they get to him, they could just pummel the shit out of him. But like, you can't do it right away because you got Koichi captive all the time, kind of shit.
Yes, sir.
So with that arc, I think now we're on
Bites the Dust.
Yeah, Bites the Dust. So,
super cool arc.
Yeah, so I love. So this all starts because Hayato's kind of on Kira's trail that he's like not actually his father, kind of thing.
They take a bath together.
Yeah, the inciting incident is, the way they portray Kira, like, he's in this house the whole time, but it's like every scene he has, he's like, there's this growing tension. It's like he can't physically live with himself without killing people. Like,
his fingernails start growing and shit. Yeah,
his fingernails start growing. He's just like, I can't. Like, I gotta kill someone eventually. I gotta do it eventually, kind of thing. Like, it's a really like sick and twisted way to portray someone, but like pretty accurate and like interesting.
Yeah.
Like, he is Kira. He's not killing people because like, oh, it sounds like fun this one time. It's like he physically feels like he can't not do it. Like, it's just this like subliminal urge. That
it's an addiction.
Yeah, he's actually addicted. And so Hayato only finds out that he's like a stand user and like killing people because he does it again while Hayato's like paying attention to him, and he's not careful enough to see that he's getting trailed, all that type of shit. So it's kind of like the thing that makes him Kira is also what gets him caught in the first place,
Right.
Like, it's pretty interesting. So yeah, Hayato's basically like, oh, I got you on camera, and I already reported to the police, so if you kill me, they're gonna know it's you, you stupid fucking idiot, so you can't kill me. And Kira's like, oh, bet.
He fucking kills him.
Kills him anyways, yeah. And after the bath, and his dad is like, I mean, he was right, like, you're fucked now. Like,
it's over for you.
So he, in a time of desperation, gets stabbed by the arrow again, develops his second power, his his big old requiem, basically.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? Pretty much. It just wasn't.
Yeah, like, they don't call it requiem, but it's like the same thing, right? Like,
more or less, yeah.
So yeah, he gains a new ability, which is Bites the Dust. I don't know, you want to explain how Bites the Dust works?
Yeah, so it's kind of confusing at first, but basically, instead of having his stand by his side like he can normally summon it, he can put it inside somebody's eye. I guess he can just put it on them. I don't know if it's necessarily their eye.
Yeah, I don't know if it matters.
And he does it to Hayato. And so then if Hayato ever talks about, he can choose a person. I don't know if it has to be himself. I assume it does, probably. But
like, that he has to choose a person himself, or what?
Like, he has to choose someone whose name can't be said or be talked about that would trigger Bites the Dust.
Oh, yeah. I guess...
I assume it has to be himself, because that's what the power would be used for.
I think it's specifically supposed to be nobody can like ask questions about him specifically, because like the power is developed in response to him like being like questioned and caught, so it's supposed to protect specifically against that, I guess.
Yeah, I assume that's what it was. So that happens, and then there's this whole really cool, weird sequence of Hayato going around, finds Rohan. Rohan uses the book to read it. It's like, do not read this page. And Rohan's like, what the fuck? I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
And so he reads it, and it's like, Rohan Kishibe will die at this time.
Yeah, it's like, oh my, what the fuck?
And so yeah, Bites the Dust goes inside his eye, and then once that happens, there's like literally no way to stop it, and so he dies.
Yeah. So the way it works is, right, like, if someone asks a question or tries to figure out about, Kira, he Bites the Dust then goes to that person. It blows them up, kills them. So it sets it in fate that they will die at that same time, and then it rewinds time to the beginning of the morning. Except with the exception now that even if this person doesn't like go and question them or anything, they will still die in the same way, type thing.
It's like reverse ReZero.
Yeah, kind of.
You are fated to die on a restart. Right,
with the win condition of like, if he has to like turn it off for some reason to use his stand, then it won't activate. Right.
I assume anything that happens past the point where he turns it off still happens. So, like, luckily they're able to stop it eventually before Rohan dies.
Right. It's cool because you get to this part of the arc, and it's like, this is like around the episode count in Jojo where it's like main characters start dying. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
It's the big old fuck off fight. So, like, I'm watching this for the first time. I'm like, oh my god, is Rohan actually gonna fucking die? Like, no way. Like,
sure seems like it.
So it gives a lot of tension because you can reasonably believe like either he dies or he doesn't die here. Like, you really have no reason to think that he couldn't die or anything like that. Like, so Hayato's like struggling because he knows that it's repeating and all this shit, but it's like the events of the day are like they turn out how they're supposed to turn out every time. But, like the main details are still there the same. Like, can't avoid dropping the fucking cups. You can't avoid the phone call. All that type of shit.
Yep, and his face still gets open like a book even without Rohan being near him.
Yep. And so, like, Rohan's there because he's supposed to meet up with everybody, but they're just a little bit late because Josuke slept in or whatever, right? He slept through his alarm. Fucking dumbass. And so Kira's like, haha, no matter what you do, we're fucked. You're fucked. So, like, he's gonna die. And it gets really scary when it's like, okay, the next time happens, rather than just letting Rohan die, he like waits for the bomb longer to see if he can get more people to question him. And all of the main characters, Jotaro, Koichi, Josuke, and Okiyasu, they all ask him questions, even though he's like, no, please stop, please just leave me alone, please don't, just like don't.
And they all die.
And so now Bites of Dust is like, now they're all going to fucking die. And it's like, oh, Jesus. So now it's like, okay, he has to get it right this reset or they all fucking die. Because Kira's like, yep, I'll take all those kills, please. Like,
welcome back, Gavin.
It just came back.
He's returned.
There's one point where it came back, and I was like, oh, shit. And then I went to click to the call, and it died right before I clicked the call.
Yep. That's why I'm still on my phone, because I'm half betting it'll die again.
We are on Bites the Dust is what we're talking about now. So.
Yeah, okay. We're on Bites of Dust, and I'm talking about the part where it just caught Rohan, and then it just caught Jotaro, Josuke, Koichi, and Okiyasu in the next loop. So, like, this is a loop where he has to, like, get it to turn off or else they all die.
Yeah.
So yeah, the what he ends up doing, the bet he makes is he takes Stray Cat, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking shoot him with Stray Cat, and he'll have to defend himself with his stand, right? Like, or he'll fucking die, one of the two. And so he takes Stray Cat when him and Kira leave the house, shoots him with it, but Kira gets really fucking lucky. It gets blocked by, like, his watch in his pocket or some dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, and Kira's like, haha, I didn't have to deactivate it. I didn't have to use my stand. Luck is always on my side. I'm Kira. I'm the fucking greatest. Like, he literally says out loud, I'm Kira Yoshikage.
Yeah, then Josuke overhears it.
Yeah, and Josuke fucking overhears it. But he says, I'm Kira Yoshikage. I'm fucking genius. Haha, you lose. Luck is always on my side. And Josuke overhears it, and he's like, oh, shouldn't Josuke be late? Because we know he slept in. And so Hayato's like, actually, my other bet I made was I knew Josuke slept in. I called his fucking house so that he would wake up and not sleep in and miss the meeting. So now he's actually here when we need him. And so, sure enough. I love the scene where Josuke, like, overhears it, right? Because it's fucking cool, because it's like, Kira's gloating and shit, and it's like, it gets him screwed over because now Josuke knows he's Kira. Yeah. And I love the scene because Josuke is like, huh? What did I just fucking hear? Like, Okiyasu, you won't believe what I just heard. This guy said he's Kira. Like, that kind of shit. And it's like, oh, and Kira's just like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Like,
yep.
You can see him absolutely just shit his fucking pants and like, oh my
One
God.
other super cool thing about that arc is how it follows the lyrics of the song Another One Bites the Dust.
What do you mean?
The arc progression, like if you look at the lyrics for Bites the Dust, it's kind of sequential to how the song is written.
Huh, really?
Huh.
I saw I think it was like an analysis video about it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking cool.
Huh, that's cool. I'll have to look that up.
I don't remember. It might have been by like X-Force or something, but...
Okay, I could see that. I'll have to look that shit up. That's cool. But, yeah, so they start having their fight, and, their stands are strong as fuck up close. Kira has to deactivate Bites of Dust to, like, not get the shit kicked out of him instantly and die. So, Hayato's popping the fuck off. He's like, yes, I beat fate kind of shit. Like, it's super fucking cool.
Let's fucking go!
Let's go! Yeah. Yeah, that shit is mad cool. I'm a big fan of that. I don't know. So the fight happens, and this is a really well done fight. This is like one of those fights that's like one of the pinnacles of what stand fights can be, because there's like a lot of cool animation and expressive like ways they punch. Like the way they have like physical combat is cool, because it's like Josuke is stronger and faster a little bit, but Kira's always got the win condition of just like he just has to literally fucking touch him, right? Like so it's
and
like
he gets a stray cat inside of him.
Yeah, that too. And so it's like the way they punch at each other is like really well shown. Like it's like his fist goes here and his hand is like trying to grab here kind of thing, and they interact and it looks really good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it a lot. Then he starts doing the bomb shoot thing, where he's like, okay, so I have stray cat. If I put my bomb in the bubble, I can shoot the bubble. It's a fucking bomb, and you can't like cut it because it just turns into 2 bomb bubbles or whatever. So, very, very scary.
Oh yeah, there's that one manga panel where he's like calculating the angle too. It looks really cool.
Oh yeah. And the part where he's like gonna kill him kind of, and he's like, he's like making the like square rectangle thing with his hands like you do if you're a photographer kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
Where he's like, I know, he's like, this is gonna be like one of Joe Montana's famous touchdown passes, like that kind of shit. That shit is mad funny. It's very cool. It's very cool. I forget how he gets the touch on Okiyasu.
I believe he shoots a bubble at Josuke, which is about to hit him, and then Okiyasu like diverts the bubble to him instead.
Yeah. Oh, and it blows him up.
Right.
So he's like hurt. So he's hurt really badly and like going to die. So it's like Josuke has to go over and touch and heal him, but we're not sure if Hiro was fast enough to be able to touch him. So if I touch him, he blows it up and we both fucking die horribly. Right? So it's like, oh, and it's funny, they play some mind games here, because it's like, oh, I don't think he had time to go touch him, and Kira's like, I don't know, did I touch him or not? Like, you know, it's pretty cool. And the solution they have to it is Hayato touches him, blows up, and so Josuke heals Hayato as he's blowing up, so he doesn't die, and then he can go and heal Okiyasu. Yeah. But the problem being, Okiyasu's been out and like really badly hurt for like 5-10-ish minutes now. It's like, is he fucking dead? Like, because he just doesn't wake up, right? And so they're getting the shit blown out of them, and Josuke is really hurt at this point. And so like they start to make their escape kind of thing, using his powers. And Hayato, I love how Hayato has a distinct personality in that it's like he's very fucking smart for being like an elementary school kid, and he's like an extreme realist, you know, like what's the word I'm looking for? Like he's pragmatic. Like he is looking for like the most correct possible answer at all times. So he's like, dude, we're all going to die if you don't leave behind your stupid dead friend. He is very dead. Like
your dead friend is dead.
Like you are extremely fucked. If you don't leave him, we will all die. Like, I'm sorry, it is very sad. And he's like, fuck you, you stupid idiot. This is Okiyasu. I'm going anyways with him. Barely escapes with him. They get in the house. I don't know what you guys think about the house fight. I think the house fight is really fucking cool.
Yeah, because
I found it fun.
The father's like on the radio giving Kira directions on where to move the bubbles or whatever.
Yeah, it's cool because it's not communicated at all, but it's like something you like. Josuke had to be really fucking smart to think of that, but it totally makes sense because it's like the premise is like, right, Kira's not inside the house and they're inside the house, but Kira is shooting these fucking bubbles through the walls and they're like homing in on them. So they're like, how the fuck does he see us through the walls? We see he is outside. And so Josuke's like, what is the only fucking way he could have more information? Oh, he's probably talking to his ghost father, who we know is a thing, who can fly around and all that shit.
Not my ghost dad.
Yeah, motherfucking ghost dad. Carried by ghost dad, honestly. So it's like, he figures that out. It's really smart. They catch him, and he steals the walkie-talkie, does a really good impression of his dad, where he's like, 20 centimeters to the left, like, does a good voice, and he basically gets Kira to blow up his own dad, unwillingly by like he has the walkie-talkie and tracks him to him. I find it funny because like it's really goofy that he could do such a good impression of him that he just like doesn't question it at all through the walkie-talkie, you know. and then like the show kind of knows that itself. And it's funny because, like, as his dad is, like, blowing up, he says, how the hell are you doing that? Like, because his impression's so good that he's still doing it. It's pretty fucking funny. So, yeah, he kills him. And Kira's like, oh, that was a hit. I got him, right? I got him, right? He's like, yeah, you sure got him all right. Like,
good job, son.
Good job, dumbass. Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. And then they do the outside portion of the fight. And it's like... So like they have their one standoff, and it's like Josuke is really hurt. So is he gonna be fast enough to beat Killer Queen up close in like one final like punch out thing? And it's like, oh, I don't know, he could still do it. Okiyasu is still fucking knocked out. For all we know, probably dead, right? And so it's like they have their one final punch out, and right as he's going to land like the finishing blow on Kira, Stray Cat like instinctively makes a bubble and protects him, which is really fucking lucky. And Kira's like, oh, I lucked out again. You know, luck. I'm the fucking greatest. I'm carried by my luck because I'm the fucking protagonist type shit, you know. It's very, very cool to see, like, not the main characters being the ones getting cheesed by luck, you know. It's like Kira is the one, and it's like
Kira's the main character.
Yeah. Well, it kind of makes sense because, like, he's like, this is his town. His family has lived in forever, and his family has like a history. They were like servants to like the shogun in the area or something like that. The Yoshikage family, and
That sounds right.
Or was it the Kira family? I forget. I think it's Kira family. So it's like they have this whole history in this town. So it's kind of like played as like, oh, the town kind of rewards back. You know, like they're inexplicably tied together in some way. So, like, this is why he gets so lucky kind of thing. And it's like, oh, I got lucky and I'm defended. And it's like, well, fuck, Josuke just lost. Now he's going to shoot the fucking bomb bubble at him, and he's going to die. And then Okiyasu actually wakes up, saves his ass with the hand. I don't know about you guys, if you guys found it cheesy or not. I always get really hype every time Okiyasu fucking just, and he's up.
Well, yeah, because there's no, like, notice of him getting up. You just hear the hand go,
You just hear go.
Yeah, that shit
so sick.
Yeah, that shit hits the fucking bass boost, and you see, and it fucking saves him, and it's like, whoa, no way, kind of shit. And it's cool because like part of the premise of the bomb air bubble thing being so strong was it was kind of only so strong because Okiyasu was knocked out. Because like as we see, oh, the hand kind of just like it can just completely cut it away, like and misdirect it, like. It's pretty useless against the hand. And now that he's back in the fight, he can't win the fucking fight. You know what I mean? Like, so it's pretty cool in that way.
Yeah, I love Okiyasu comes back. He's like, yeah, I was like dying. My brother said, he's like, yeah, don't die, dumbass. And he's like, oh shit, all right.
Yeah. He's like, no, you still got shit to do. Go, get on out there. And he's like, oh, I don't really get it, but okay. Like,
and then the fucking noise he makes when he sucks Stray Cat out of Kira's body was like, oh, duh, duh, duh.
Oh yeah, because he goes, and it's like hissing and shit. Yeah.
It's so funny.
And it's like he completely just dissolves all the tension in the fucking scene. It's like, bam, they just won. They just straight up won off of that.
Yep.
And it's like, it's pretty cool because, you know, one of the main themes, of course, of part 4 is like, as with any JoJo part, it's like all your friends are like completely important and they're what define your experience and what make you great and strong and all that kind of shit. And it's like in this part more than any other, that's like the most apparent because it's like all the characters play off of each other's powers individually. Like Okiyasu, pretty weak on his own, even though his stand is really broken because he's fucking stupid. He will lose any one-on-one confrontation unless you are helping him. Josuke, his power is pretty strong, but like he can't heal himself, so he can't really win a sustained battle most of the time. He's like 12 times stronger when he's helping someone else. He's dapping up someone else, you know, to
dap me up, bro.
Fight. Yeah, exactly. So like it goes from like neither of those two on their own can beat Kira, but once they're both in the picture, Kira can't fucking win, no matter what, type shit. And it's like, that's a really clever way of tying all that shit together. You know what I mean? Like, that's really cool. So yeah, he's like, oh no, I fucking lost, and he tries to run away, and he happens to run away to where Josuke and Rohan are.
You mean
so like
Jotaro?
they all kind of, or Jotaro, yeah, and Rohan are, and so it's like, oh shit, he's completely fucking cornered now. I don't know about you guys. This scene is really kind of weird because like he tries to use Bites the Dust, right? Like, okay, so
Jotaro beats the shit out of him, launches him into the street.
Yeah, launches him into the fucking street, beats the ever living shit out of him. And this one lady comes up and she's like, "Oh my gosh, are you hurt?" kind of thing. And he's like, "Oh, I'm going to activate Bites the Dust on her, and she'll be the new person with the Killer Queen in the eye, who you can't question about Yoshikage Kira. And I'll activate it. We'll go back in time and I'll fix everything," kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I don't know. A lot of people argue about this. Where like, you shouldn't be able to like go back in time until someone asks him something, or like there's no trigger here. You know what I mean?
From what I understood, it seemed like he was also able to detonate it on it, like the person it was in, on his own to maybe go back in time as well.
Right, which like doesn't really make sense because like he definitely could have done that right when Josuke found him or something. Also, you know what I mean? Like,
right, but it could be that doing that also resets all the progress he had made prior. So I don't know.
Right, but it's like, I guess, but it seems like it feels like he shouldn't be able to activate it necessarily, but it's whatever. We can buy into it.
I mean, he might also like never be able to, right?
Yeah,
because like, he never does.
Yeah, exactly. Like another thing people think about is like they're like, maybe he just didn't know he couldn't do it, so he's just like really fucking desperate. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, and so the premise is like he has to get close enough to, well, actually, it's like he's gonna trigger it, and then he like the whole shit happens, and he's back in the alleyway or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, I must have done it. Like that must be what happened."
Can't forget Koichi fucking Wayne is. That's after it happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I'm back in the alleyway. I must have triggered Bites of Dust. Oh yeah. By the way, the like transition part where he presses it, and like all the explosion in space time effects happen and that shit. That shit looks so fucking good. That shit looks so fucking cool.
Yattaza.
Yeah. That, like, the whole, like, explosion, there's, like, all those cool effects and all that shit. It looks really fucking cool. Like, he's, like, riding the explosion, kind of. He's got, like, his hand on his ear.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, that shit looks mad cool. And so he's like, "Oh, I did it. I'm invincible. I fucking went back in time. I'm gonna win. Ha 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 ha." And it's, like, slowly reveal, wait, he's in the back turn alley where, like, Raimi's, like, ghost is and all that type of shit. It's like, huh, that's not right. Like, that's not where we were. And it's like, or he's like, "Oh, actually, you're already dead, you fucking idiot. You don't remember what happened?" And it's like, oh, what actually happened was, yeah, like you were saying, they have to get to him, but they're like, "Oh, I'm not sure. Jotaro can't quite make it even if he stops time. He's too far away to get there before he presses the button, if he can even detonate it from there, right?" So, like you said, Koichi weighs down his hand, so it takes him longer, and then Jotaro stops time.
You're a reliable guy, Koichi.
Yeah, he hits him with the "You're a reliable guy, Koichi." And to turn the cheese factor up to 10, I really like the fucking... He's like, "Yeah, you're a reliable guy, Koichi. It's pretty sick." And so he's like, "All right, time to finish this off." And he looks at him. He takes a big breath in, and as he like takes the inhale, you see all the faces of all the main characters, and it's like, oh yeah, he's doing this to save them, kind of thing. He has this is a big important moment, and then he beats the ever living shit out of him. It's pretty cheesy, but I always feel some type of way watching that part because like that shit matters a lot, you know. It's pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
And, yeah, so he beats the shit out of him, and he is like crippled now to the point where he cannot push the button if he wants to push the button. He's like, it's kind of creepy because he's like, "I'll do it. I'm gonna press it." It's like, ooh, Jesus Christ. Like his hand's all like broken and bleeding and shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, Yeah, and even like Rohan and Caicho are like, you kind of have to admire his dedication, though. If you think about it, like he is extremely fucked up right now. Like,
yeah, and then good old ambulance comes in and
yeah,
he's pretty graphic.
It's that shit makes me go like cringe a little bit and like turned away every time I see it because it's like so he's not quite dead yet, but what happens is he got blown back so fast. There was the ambulance backing up to go save him, but now that he got blown back into it, the ambulance backs up and runs over his fucking head and kills him horribly.
Yeah.
Like, there's like the shot where like right as the wheel hits his face, his like head turns. Oh, that shit turns my stomach.
Yeah, his fucking neck breaking too.
Yeah, you and it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, that shit is really intense.
Yeah, it's also really symbolic too.
Yeah, because
him being killed by an ambulance.
Yeah, and it's like the town itself is finally the thing that killed him, not any of the Jojo and squad killing him. It's really the town finally rejected him itself and killed him. It's a really fitting way to end it. And then he's got the deal with Raimi where it's like he's like, well, okay, I know about the back turn alley. I'm not going to turn back into it, even though she tries to trick him into turning back, right? And so it's like, oh shit, is he like gonna get out as a ghost or something? Like, what the fuck's happening here? Like, we know his dad was a ghost already that had a stand. Like, there's some actual threat here a little bit if you think about it. But then she's like, oh, you don't think we were planning for this the whole fucking time I was dead? And she calls Arnold the dog over, and dog fucking bites him.
Ghost dog.
Yeah, fucking ghost dog. Bites him, turns his head. He gets taken away to the now existing hell, I assume.
He tries to get Killer Queen to like fight the hands, and they just fucking rip it apart.
Yeah, that shit is terrifying, honestly. So yeah, and then it's like, bam, everything's done. We've finished. Joseph and Jojo leave now that the threat is gone and all that type of shit. Good resolution. It's one of the only like it's kind of surprising that actually no one ends up dead here a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
except for Shingechi and Aya.
Yeah, Shingechi and Aya died, but like whenever those last like confrontations with the main bad guy happens, you kind of always expect someone to die, right? Like Caesar or like Zappelli in the first part, kind of, sort of. All the random dudes that he brings with him. Kakuin, yeah.
Iggy.
No spoilers. No spoilers for further parts.
Right.
Yeah. But so you're like, people gonna die? Like, but no, they all make it out, and it doesn't really feel like a strain at all. Like, I don't know, but I bought Okiyasu being alive. Like, he wasn't down for that long.
No, I feel like they kind of like did that with Bites the Dust already. So I think like actually killing someone after Bites the Dust kind of just would have felt anyway. So
yeah, because like the whole time you're already scared that Rohan's going to die. Like, it's very vividly possible. So yeah. And then, so yeah, as Jojo and Joseph are leaving, the last bit that I like is, what is it? Josuke's like, hey, Joseph, you have that picture of my mom in your wallet like I told you to put it, right? Because you would want it there. And he's like, oh, yep, I got it right here. I'll keep it next to me forever kind of thing. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. And you see he's got like a little torn off piece of the photograph, and he fixes it. And so it brings the picture along with the entire wallet back to him. So he steals all his money as he's like leaving on the boat. So he's like, yeah, you kind of owe me this for spending all my money on the stupid baby, you fucking idiot. Remember that shit? So it's like, oh, he fucking got his ass. And it ends on that. And it's funny because like in the conversation they were having on the boat, Jojo's like, what do you think of the kid? And Joseph's like, oh, he's got a heart of gold, you know? And then he steals his fucking wallet. So he's like, and Jojo's like, are you going to take back what you said now? He's like, no, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's a really good way to end it.
Old fucking crotchety Joseph. It's like super old.
Yeah, he's hell old.
I guess we didn't talk about the part where Joseph and him meet and all that, or their relationship and all that shit, but
they get the baby. Acton baby.
Yeah, Acton baby. I don't know. That whole arc is it's pretty interesting to think that like the family tree is super weird, and like Josuke doesn't really like Joseph because he's kind of a piece of shit father. and his mom's had to work hard on her own and all that type of shit. But he like Joseph kind of. It's funny because like Josuke sees Joseph as like really incompetent, even though we're like, no, dude, it's Joseph. Like he's a fucking god. He saved the world. And then in part 3, he was doing all this crazy shit, even though he's like fucking 50 or whatever. But then it's like here he's like super senile, so he's like fucking up, taking care of the baby, accidentally spends all his money type shit, and like loses the baby down the fucking hill or whatever, and almost drowns to death. And it's like Josuke is like, oh, I fucking hate this guy so much. I wish like he hates him, and it's like, oh man, that's fucking heartbreaking. But then Joseph kind of buys his respect back because the baby's like about to drown in the water, so he cuts his own arm open and pours out all his blood onto the fucking water so that they can find the baby like colored in the water type shit, which is really creative and interesting. And it's like he's like fucking 70 something. Like he could have just fucking died from blood loss or something.
Got fucking hemorrhaged out.
Yeah, like he's fucking old. Like
yeah.
And
well,
so
it's like hormone aging, so all that shit.
So it's not too bad. But he even says before he's like, well, I might die if I do this, but like, so it's like Josuke's like, oh, all right, I guess this guy's pretty okay. Like, yeah, I don't know.
He passes.
Overall, really good way to end the part. All the Kira stuff, super great. I really loved the whole theming of friendship and that type of shit. And I really love the way in particular that Hayato kind of is like, he builds on this like, fate would never allow someone as horrible as you to be the victor type thing, even though you thought fate favored you. Like, no real fate would ever, like, unfairly work towards you in that way. It's a pretty cool idea. I'm a big fan. Any overarching thoughts on the part? Any bits we didn't talk about you guys want to talk about?
I don't know. I mean, I think we covered everything, basically.
Yeah, I was kind of in and out, so.
Yeah.
Is there anything you wanted to say specifically, Gavin?
It's probably talked about and like pretty common, but like how reflective Josuke's stand is of like his personality and how they are in general. Like I think he does a really good job like expressing characters with stands, and I think he does like especially good in this part with it.
Yeah, like everyone stands, once you get to know them, they feel like they fit perfectly for who they are.
Yeah, exactly. Like we were talking about how like they figure out who Highway Star's stand user is. They're like, it's probably the dude who got in the car crash accident. So that's probably him because this is trying to steal nutrients. And it's like, why would you need to steal nutrients unless you're like in the hospital or something?
Right, because I feel like a constraint of part 3 was the whole tarot card naming scheme almost, where it was like they made a stand and then made a person for the stand, whereas this felt more like they made the people and then made the stand for the person.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but I completely agree. Yeah, the tarot cards definitely like fucked it up in that way. Like
felt a lot more limiting for like, okay, so I have to name it after a tarot card, so I have to find an interesting way to do this. Whereas it's like, all right, I can just do any fucking band name I want.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, it has to be the goddess of knowledge, so he's got to be the fucking book predictor kid. And it's like, yeah, but like, how does that play into the kid's personality? Like, it doesn't. It's just like kind of creepy, and it's like, I guess that's funny, but like, it's not interesting.
So I think that's a really good point.
But yeah, like Gavin said, completely. Like Josuke is like he's got that like self-sacrificing bit like Jotaro has, to where it's like, he can't heal himself, but he can heal his friends because that's what he really cares about, type shit. So it's pretty fucking cool.
For sure. I mean, yeah, this is my favorite animated part so far because I gave it a 10. So
I agree. I think I gave it a 9, but I like it a lot.
Yeah,
it's so fucking good. Yeah, I like part 5 a lot also, but I think it's just the characters in this are just a bit better overall.
Right.
Kind of stuff.
I think there's specifically one character in 5 which I felt like there could have been a lot more done with. It was kind of sad, but obviously they wrote more about him later in like Purple Haze feedback and stuff. So
yeah, well, I mean, Purple Haze feedback is like written by a different author, but
yeah,
because it was like part of like a contest of like different authors kind of thing. I wonder if Araki considers it canon or not. I feel like he should. I feel like there's no reason not to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rocky like gave the thumbs up on it because it's like published under official Jojo stuff. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure Rocky said he liked it. So
yeah,
I definitely need to read it. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely a lot better than part 3 for me.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just way more consistent. I really love some of the stuff in the second half of part 3, and like, I don't know, everybody talks about how much like the OVA version of the final fight with Dio is like better and whatnot, but like, I still really, really like the final fight in part 3.
Yeah, I think once they get to Dio's castle in Egypt, super good.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. Okay. How about, to wrap this up, what's everybody's like favorite fight or favorite arc of this, like favorite encounter in part 4? What are we thinking here, fellas? Individually.
That's hard. There's so many good ones.
Yeah, right. Like
that's why I know it's good because I can't really pick.
I think I really like the initial like Rohan greeting and stuff.
Yeah.
What's it called? Let's go to the manga artist's house.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the chef scene, you know, where he talks about Ashinojo.
Yeah. Oh man, we gotta do that shit,
dude. I'm so down.
Yeah, super sick. But yeah, I love that, and I love like the continuity on where he meets the alien guy and they gamble, Rohan and Josuke, and it's like, oh man, now they really hate each other. And the Highway Star stuff happens, and it's like they're riding the bus, and now they hate each other so much that Josuke is like trying to ignore that Rohan is on the same bus as him. And so when Rohan's like, oh no, Josuke, there's danger, we're an enemy attack, he's so paranoid that like that Rohan is trying to pull one over on him, that he's like, shut the fuck up, Rohan, I don't believe you, get out of here. Like, it just ignores him completely, like that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that shit is so cool. That shit is so cool to me.
Let's see.
My favorite encounter, I don't know, it's hard. Like, I think like 5 or 6 different times I was like, this is probably one of the best fights in part 4 if I think about it. So, like, there's so many really good ones.
Yeah, all the Kira stuff is...
Yeah,
hard.
Like Centipede Shoes fight is like, might be my favorite one. Maybe Enigma Mysterioso, that fight. That might be my favorite, because it's like the best like single encounter probably, where it's like one.
Yeah, that might be
episodes,
mine also.
Right? It's like one episode where it's like 1 or 2 where it's like, yeah, this shit just happens, and it's like fucking sick. And there's like so many cool moments where it's like, oh, that one part was really sick. Like, and then he opened the gun opened the paper and there was a gun inside and it shot him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. What are you thinking, Justin?
I'm torn. So usually, like, the 2 scenes that always stick out to me in part 4, one is Shigechi's death.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the insane tonal shift that comes from that scene immediately after.
Yeah, no joke.
That, I think my personal favorite fight is probably, like, just Bites the Dust stuff. Once, like, the finale fight with Kira. Because Okiyasu coming back was so fucking hype.
Yeah, how can you not get super fucking hype? Like, that part is just so cool.
It's probably any fight with Kira, honestly, would be my favorite. Because, I don't know, like, the sheer heart attack stuff, super good. All the stuff where he's got Stray Cat, super good. So...
Yeah, I agree. That shit is mad cool. All right, boys. Any parting thoughts here? Then maybe no. I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. So.
Yeah, no. I mean, we talked about openings, all bangers.
Oh yeah, true. We didn't talk about the United version of the final
Great Days.
Great Days.
Yeah,
that is like.
Does that actually play in the anime? I can't remember.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It does. I think it's like the very last one. I'm not sure.
That makes sense. Yeah, that shit's
we
didn't
talk about how like the opening changes when Bites the Dust happens.
The reverse opening. Yep.
Yeah, the reverse opening, a lot of shit. Mother's Basement has a really good video on like analyzing the part 4 openings, where he's like, the opening has a different meaning when Bites the Dust is happening because it's played backwards. So it's like, instead of the sun setting on the city, it's like darkness is descending over the city as we think Kira's gonna win and kill people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so like it works in reverse even better. And only backwards doesn't make sense with the shot where Hayato and Kira, and it's like, oh, Kira's putting on Hayato's hat for him, but it only makes sense going backwards kind of thing.
I have to wonder, I mean, I assume when they made that opening, they had like it in mind of what it would also be like reversed as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is cool to think about.
Yeah, very cool, very cool.
But yeah, I think my favorite opening is Chase, though, still, so.
Chase is so good. I'm so mad that I got so much shit for the longest time. Like, for so long, people were like, this is like the worst JoJo opening. It's so stupid sounding.
Part 4, I'm like, man, I like all these like about equally.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to pick, honestly.
It's hilarious to, like, when you go from the last episode of Part 3 to the Part 4 opening, the first one.
Yeah.
It's just fucking disco.
Yeah, it's like completely different genre and everything.
It's really good.
It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick.
The ending, great as well. I love that song.
Oh, yeah, that shit's
I think
cool.
I Want You by Savage Garden. Pretty sure that's what it is.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's a really good ending.
I think it's the only ending they have, too.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And I love just like the general style of like the next episode preview is like break down, you know, that kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
That shit is mad cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Well, I'm about good then.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's been like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, this is a long one. There's too many episodes and too many good moments. We should cover worse shows so we can talk shorter, you know.
Dude, Cole, we need to do a bad show soon. We can't only be positive all the time.
True. It's okay. I can be toxic.
What bad show have we all seen?
I don't know if we have one. That's why I'm trying to. Well, I was gonna say I need to watch Attack on Titan, but I don't know if I call it bad show. Just.
It's not even like that bad.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch. I gotta watch ReZero.
Dude, come on,
bro.
You can't do me like this in front of everybody.
Don't be dirty.
Yeah, just wait. It would be very funny if Cole ends up liking it on a second watch because I would never imagine that he would, but it'd be super funny.
That would be funny.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, Justin? Maybe you were right. Words I never thought I'd hear Cole say to me. So.
Okay, Gavin. Watch To Love Ru.
No!
Wait, Justin, you haven't seen it either.
Are you kidding me? I ain't watching that shit.
Damn it.
Alright, Cole. There we go. I've come up with it. Oh, you're not gonna like this one. Alright, Cole, watch Darling in the Franxx.
No!
Justin and me have seen it. You gotta take the sacrifice.
I just looked at my fucking Audacity when that shit happened, and I just see it's just at the top of the bars.
I wouldn't, like, I don't even think that's worth watching to make a video about it.
Yeah, it's 24 episodes.
It's too long.
Watch Scum's Wish.
Okay.
That show is terrible.
Okay, Gavin.
Dude, alive.
No, dude, because Daylight you could be like, yeah, it was boring and stupid, but like there was the part where Kurumi was on the screen and she was raw as hell. Oh shit. Alright, Justin, I need you to watch Masamune-kun's Revenge.
I did watch it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Alright, there you go. That's the next episode, guys.
I don't know shit from that show.
I watched it. I can't tell you anything about what happened.
I dropped it before the last 3 episodes, and I could tell you about like 2 scenes from that show. And I'll be like, this scene right here is really cool. And the rest of it.
And I'll be like, this scene fucking blows. He like actually likes him.
I want to die watching this, you know.
Yeah, it's just Jojo cast, but at the end, Masamune no Revenge cast.
Love Life cast? Question mark.
I haven't seen it.
You're pissing me off now. I think it's time to end the episode.
No.
Hey, Cole.
Wait, Gavin.
You gotta watch Nisei
Gavin.
Monogatari.
No, dude. No.
Vile. You know what pissed me off the most about it is like the last like 3 episodes are actually pretty good. And I was like, why was the rest of the season not like this?
That's whack. Okay, Gavin, I've got the perfect bad show that you and I have seen, but Justin has not. You ready for this one?
Huh.
I don't think you are. Gamers.
No, that's a
Oh man,
I don't think I could watch that show.
that
That's a
one's
hot
frustrating to watch.
that one's a hot fire 2 out of 10. Dumpster fire.
No.
I watched 2 episodes and I've never been more pissed off in my entire life.
I watched the whole show.
How? How? I physically could not. Dude, the scene where he's like, the one guy's making fun of him on the second episode, and then he starts like gamer raging out, and he like picks him up by the shirt as he's. I was physically. I'm fucking shaking. I'm like, this is so cringe. I'm dying. I'm dying.
Whenever
right
I'd watch a show, I'd be like, I have to finish it.
Oh yeah, that's how you used to, huh?
That's how Gavin lost 10 years of his youth.
Yeah, no fucking joke.
That's how I lost junior year of high school.
Okay, guys. Bad show we've... Oh, wait.
God, junior year of high school, I watched anime and played Smash 4.
It's okay. It made you good at Ultimate.
What a miserable human.
Justin, have you seen Sword Art Online?
No.
Bruh. There you go. That's the next thing you gotta watch, you know?
You can't make me do that. Am I getting
can't
paid?
make
Otherwise, I'm not doing it.
He said, "You can't make me. I can't be forced, dude.
You
There's
can't.
no way."
I'll never stoop to Braden's level.
Braden hasn't seen it, dude. Just his dad and his brothers. Oh god.
He
lives
missed the
in a
family
household.
fucking movie night.
No.
No, dude.
Jesus Christ. Oh, that is vile. Okay, I don't know what else I could do, but this is funny.
Yeah.